We'll come back from this and talk penalties and turnovers, and then go to Hancock.
Okay.
What is this?
Looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
What makes us special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Halloween is our favorite time of year here at Trent Betting.
Forget a costume. I'm going all out this year for our Monster Halloween sale all month long. This will change me into the scariest monster you've ever seen.
Whoa, little Trent, don't drink that potion.
That's a little more like it.
You've really done it this time.
That's right. And I'm slashing all our prices.
With select purchases, you can receive a free mattress protector, a free set of sheets, or a free set of pillows. Don't miss our Monster Halloween sale at Trent Betting.
December. Yeah, I think it's the 3rd.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
For more than 50 years, McCutcheon Electric has serviced Franklin and the surrounding communities. Wildcats senior Colin Anderson is the grandson of founder Charlie McCutcheon. Just like Colin provides power during the game, you can rely on McCutcheon Electric to light up your life. For all your commercial or residential electrical needs, contact McCutcheon Electric.
I don't believe, but they are big. They got people that are very good in the weight room. They're strong, and they like to create turnovers and get interceptions whenever it's available.
They're 8-2 on the season, coming off of that second loss, 31-13 at Grayson County, though, as we'll talk about, did not have their starting quarterback and star quarterback, Dylan Morris, for that ball game. Tyler, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Hancock County?
Well, I got a lot of facts from Hancock County. I was able to reach into my connections and very fortunate for that. But you used to have two high schools here in Hancock County, Lewisport and Hallsville, and they consolidated in 1961 to form Hancock County High School. It's named after John Hancock, so I like to say that we're looking for a signature win in this one.
That was horrendous.
It's all right. The population of Hallsville, which is the county seat, just has about 1,000 people, and that's where we are right now. And the total population of this entire county is just 8,900 people, and I think about half of them are here this evening. There are exactly 3 stoplights in the entire county.
That is one less than the town that my wife grew up in.
That's amazing.
They almost broke the record.
That's awesome. We are actually just about 2 miles roughly from the Ohio River in Tell City, Indiana. Abraham Lincoln actually won his first court case here in Hancock County in Lewisport. He was put on trial for illegally crossing the ferry, and he actually won before his lawyer, and the judge said, hey, why don't you practice law? That'd be a good thing for you. And you see what happened to Abraham Lincoln after that. They have a large paper and aluminum industry, just being on the Ohio River. They are also the sorghum capital of the world. I got that tidbit from Barron County head coach John Myers. I talked to him a little bit earlier today about some fun facts. He is from here. One of the smallest counties in Kentucky, but their main season that they think of is 1999. They had Mr. Kentucky football and Travis Atwell, and he went on to play football at Toledo under Gary Pinkel. They were coached by Mark Peach and made it all the way to the state championship in 1999. And also their band, who did a wonderful job with the national anthem. They were the 2A state championship champions for marching band in 2019.
Now to tell you about the Hancock County football team. You mentioned the classification. It's really hard when you look at the numbers to believe that this is a 3A team. It's not a big town, as you mentioned. They don't have a ton of numbers on this football team. In fact, when you dive into what they've got online, at least listed on their roster, you're looking at less than 45 guys that they've got out there, but experience, like we talked about, 12 seniors, 12 juniors, and they know this Franklin Simpson team from last year. The Wildcats knocked Hancock County out of the playoffs last year, 35-8 in the opening round. That game was played at Franklin Simpson. Blake McPherson, who is back tonight for the Wildcats, not 100%, but we're going to see him on the offensive side of the ball. We think led Franklin Simpson with 95 yards on the ground in that game. But I was asking Coach Chaney, when you look at that team from last year for Hancock County to this year, how much you're able to take away. And he said, really, there's not too much. They do some stuff the same, but they've grown up so much. And so much of what they did last year and this year revolves around now senior quarterback Dylan Morris, who leads the second best passing attack in 3A. He's been over 200 yards 4 times this season. He's thrown 3 touchdowns in a game, or at least 3 touchdowns in a game 4 times this year, averaging 218 yards per game. If he gets 38 yards to the air tonight, he'll hit 2,000 for the season. 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's done a really good job of taking care of the football. And as you were able to notice getting ready for this ball game, as good as Dane Parsley is with what he's able to do between the passing game and the run game, this might be the best pure passer that Franklin Simpson's seen this year.
Yeah, I think of a quarterback, I still think of passing. You got these guys that are dual threat, but in terms of a passer, I think Dylan Morris may be the best passer that Franklin Simpson has faced on for almost 2,000 yards this season. He's got 6 college offers. He's got a resume. He can throw absolute dimes. He can put the ball wherever he wants to. They throw a lot of screens, but sometimes they run the little route where they're faking a screen and they send a guy deep, so you got to be disciplined. He has control of the offense. You watch him on film, you'll see him getting people lined up. He knows the offense. He knows positions. He knows what they're saying or what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing. Here's another thing he's really good at. He's really good at getting defensive lines to jump off sides. Every game I watched of him, he got the defensive line to jump off
And that
sides.
has been a problem for Franklin Simpson.
It has been a problem for Franklin Simpson, so that's something to watch early if he can hold, or if our defensive line can watch the football and hold their water. And here's a fun stat. I was watching the film in one of the games, and you can kind of see the crowd, and there was the back of a sweatshirt. I don't know if it was his mom or somebody was wearing a sweatshirt, and the quote that it said on there, it says, "We don't like anybody on a Friday night."
And
so
we've seen at least one or two of those sweatshirts as we were walking in tonight.
So he's got a cheering section up here in the stands, and I don't know if it's all his family or just everybody he loves him. Some Dylan Morris up here in Hancock County, but he is a great player for these Hornets.
Now, I mentioned earlier, it's tough to judge this team as impressive as the numbers are because of the strength of schedule, and the same thing applies to Morris this season. They've only lost 2 games, one of them last week to Grayson County. He did not play in that game. The other lost to Union County, and Morris struggled 12 for 28 through the air, only 100 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And this is a Franklin Simpson team that has been the inverse of what we've seen in past seasons defensively. They've only given up 150 passing yards or more twice this season, and even the 158 that they gave up against Warren East, they kept every completion in that game under 20 yards, although Dane Parsley was 11 for 12 in the second half of that ball game. Franklin has been much better against the pass, but this is a Hancock County team. I think the big difference from last year is they're a lot better running the ball. They're averaging over 150 yards per game, and that's going to be the thing to watch. As much as they're going to want to spread it around with those receivers, I'm interested to see how much they want to establish the run game.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they have a guy that they're going to give the ball to every single play, but they have a couple guys that they like to run the ball with. Nobody stands out statistically running the football, but they like to run the football first. I think that's their priority, and then they like to set up the pass with their run. So we'll see what they do here early in this game.
Defensively, every number at face value extremely impressive. They're top 10 against the run, the pass, only giving up 14.7 points per game. That's 7th in the class. But I mentioned this earlier. Union County ran for 357 yards on 12 yards per attempt in that ball game, put up 49 points in the only district loss that Hancock County suffered. Their other 4 district opponents averaged 81 rushing yards per game, and that's where you can kind of start to dissect things with Hancock County. They racked up numbers against some of those teams in their district. Just between Trigg County and Webster County, I mentioned Morris almost 2,000 yards on the year. He had 825 yards and 11 touchdowns between those 2 games alone. That's half of his passing touchdowns on the season. Defensively, they've been able to rack up the stats as well. We don't know how to judge this Hancock County team. We don't know what version of Franklin Simpson is going to show up tonight. And Tyler, that's why to me, as we're about a minute and a half out from kickoff, this feels like such a toss-up to start the playoffs.
It does. I mean, Hancock County, they either had blowout wins or they got beat, with Grayson County, but then you hear they had 6 guys injured. So you don't really know what you're going to see here tonight. And then the first game of the season against John Hardin was a close game, but that's the first game of the season. So we really don't know the full feel for this team.
We're going to find out, and we're going to find out quick. We're about a minute out from kickoff. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 92.3 WFKN. Back with you at Schaefer Glover Field, the site of tonight's opening round playoff game between Franklin Simpson and the host Hancock County Hornets. Our friend Harry the Hornet is sitting directly in front of us as though trying to intimidate us and the Wildcats ahead of this ball game. Franklin Simpson will kick off to start. White tops for the uniforms, blue pants, blue numbers, white helmets with the blue logo. Hancock County in base red uniforms with gray numbers outlined in white, red helmets as well. The Hornets 8-2 on the season. Franklin Simpson 5-5, the 3rd seed out of Class 3A District 2. Hancock County, the 2nd seed from 3A District 1. The winner most likely will be on the road at Hart County next week pending their result, which we expect to be a win in their opening round playoff game against Hopkins County Central. The clock has hit 0. Brody McAllister will be the one to kick it off for Franklin Simpson. I think you were right, Tyler Arterburn, in your estimate that half of Hancock County has showed up for this game tonight, as the Wildcat defense will first be tasked with going up against this high-powered passing offense for Hancock County, 2nd in the state so far this season. McAllister raises the hand, runs up, puts foot to ball, and we're underway from Hancock County High School. Kickoff is fielded at the 18-yard line past the 25. A horde of Wildcats Wildcats just inside the 30. Wrap up Hayden Sharon, who's been dangerous this year. He's returned a couple of interceptions for touchdowns. That time tackled at the 29-yard line, and that's where Hancock County will take over. They'll actually pull it back to the 28. And right there, Tyler Arterburn, that's what we talked about for Franklin Simpson. That's what Coach Cheney said, physicality, better tackling. They swarmed the kickoff there. Could be a good sign.
Yeah, a good sign to start the game because he's had some good returns this year.
Dylan Morrison at quarterback, spread formation. You said that he's really good at getting teams to jump off sides. Hard count to start, and the Cats, the entire right half of the defensive line jumped. A free 5 yards for Hancock County to start. I think these Hornets and 10th-year head coach Bob Eubanks have done their scouting.
Yeah, and well, he does that every game. His snap count's different than other teams, and you just tell. I mean, he smacks his hands, and people get, his offensive line gets set, and they jump off sides a lot of times.
Morris averaging 218 yards per game. They've got a loaded backfield here with 3 running backs. Morris hands it off up the middle, 35-yard line. The Cats stack it up for maybe a yard. Great job defending that run up the middle for nothing as they go to Wyatt Emick, who is usually their inside guy, and I don't know how much success Hancock County is going to have there tonight.
Yeah, and that was a great start for Franklin Simpson, getting off the football and getting in the backfield to get that stop for no gain.
Split back formation with an up back in front of the 2 backs again. Ball on the left hash. Trying to get the Cats to jump as Morris can't do it. We're 30 seconds in. It's a 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line. Morris checks his wristband. Now looks down, claps. Cats don't jump again. Morris still awaiting the snap, gets it. It's a handoff going to the left side. Franklin Simpson surges up, can't make the tackle initially, and reaching out for the first down is Emick. He's got it, had it without reaching the ball out. Needed to get to the 39, was able to surge up to the 40. They might give him the 41 on that reach. They do. Picked up 6 to move the chains.
You see Hancock County and the way they run outside, they pull sometimes 2 or 3 linemen, so it's almost like you're running a power run just anywhere on the field. It's not just like whoever's fastest gets it to the outside. They bring power wherever they go.
Lucas Anderson, the right guard, and Brooks Roberts, the right tackle. We notice they will pull over to the left side, and they've got the bigger lineman on that left side, and that's where they like to run. Split back formation again on 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Morris in the gun. Takes the snap. It's another handoff, this time going right. Franklin Simpson snuffs it out. Does go for a gain of 3 to Chris Gillespie.
That first play for Franklin Simpson was great. The defensive lineman didn't get pushed back. They were able to get penetration in the backfield. That play, it's not the same story. You got some guys getting pushed back. They got to hold their ground. They got to be ready for this run.
Interesting there. We talk about how much they run left. That time going right. And again, we talked about coming into the game, this high-powered passing attack. They've run it 3 straight times to start the game. Same formation here, 2nd and 7. This time they motion it back out. Now it's a handoff going to the right. Franklin Simpson has penetration. Can they wrap it up? Somebody comes up to hit Eubanks, who gets up across the 40, 41. Looks like he might have been able to poke the ball all the way up to the 42-yard line. We'll see where they spot this. It was well defended by Franklin Simpson. 46 and 47. It's right between there. 49 of Franklin Simpson is where they need to get for a first down, so it's 3rd and 5.
That's 3rd and 5. You got to make sure you're watching that football. He's going to try to get them to jump on this one. Make sure you're paying attention.
Eubanks, their leading rusher on the year with 430. No man's land at the 24-yard line. That another dicey one. We saw earlier in the season, Brady thought he had a pick. They ruled it incomplete. Hard in the season, Brady thought he had a pick. They ruled it incomplete. Hard to tell there if he was able to hold on or not. Looked like a pick to us. Just floated it up there, trusted his guy to make a play, and Brady recovered well to set up this huge 4th and 4, 3 minutes into this ball game.
And that's what I'd say would be Morris's weak point. He'll throw it into coverage, but most of the time he's got guys that can come down and make that catch.
2 wide receivers each way. Morris in the gun. Sends a man into motion. That's the receiver, Jackson Morris. It's a little shovel pass underneath. Eubanks was wrapped up but got away from a defender in the backfield. Gets across the 20 to the 15 where he steps out of bounds. And Hancock County is able to convert. Franklin Simpson was all over at, just could not make the play. And that's what we saw against Warren East. I mentioned this earlier. Against Dane Parsley alone, the quarterback for the Raiders, 42 missed tackles. 1st and 10 handoff. No, it's a play action. Quick pass out to the far side. Franklin Simpson had it bottled up, but Morris escapes down to the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll give him the 9 for a gain of 5 on first down.
In Hancock County, what they're able to do as well is they're able to change it up. Do they go fast? Do they go slow? Do they go no huddle? They can change it up in the series. I mean, most players have a wristband, so, and that it keeps the defense on their heels as well.
8.5 minutes left, first quarter, 2nd and 5 for Hancock County at the Franklin Simpson 9-yard line. No big plays. The longest play of the drive has just been the 10-yard completion to Eubanks. Morris tries to get the Cats to jump. They don't. Here, shotgun snap, looking to throw. Left side, drops it off underneath. It's caught. 5, walking in untouched for the touchdown is the star receiver, Jackson Morris, with his 3rd catch of the drive.
And just a simple crossing route, and a lot of times, I mean, it's very hard to, to follow, and you get lost in coverage, and another guy is running back in their zone, and he's just able to run that simple crossing route and get wide open for the touchdown. 9th touchdown catch of the season for Jackson Morris. Came into this game amongst the state leaders in touchdowns on the season with 8, was tied for 7th with Stonebreaker from Adair County. Breaks that tie, moves closer to the top 5. As now their kicker, who has been absolutely perfect on the season, Mungia, puts it up and through. He's now 49 for 49 on his PATs. And with 8:10 left in the opening quarter, Hancock County strikes first. It's 7-0. Franklin Simpson gets their first possession.
Special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Hancock County scores first on the 9-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Morris to Jackson Morris. The two seniors connected. 7-0 Hancock County. 8:10 left opening quarter as Franklin Simpson will get their first possession of the ball game. Hancock County with a little squib kick. It's fielded at the 33-yard line. Himshoot running up the left side. Gets near the 40, and the Cats, which we've seen time after time this season, teams really don't want to mess with Colin Anderson back there returning. And because of that, Franklin Simpson will be rewarded with good starting field position at their own 40-yard line for an offense that already has more total yardage this year than they had last year, averaging over 350 yards of offense per game. Can the Wildcats find ways to put up points? The yards are going to be there tonight, Tyler Arterburn. The key is going to be converting when it counts.
Yeah, you got a gift with this great field position, and you got to take advantage of it.
Delk in the gun to start this ball game. We saw a lot of the I formation last time out. Hands it off going left. McPherson tripped up. Had a bit of a hole to work with, but couldn't keep his footing. Gets a 2-yard gain to the 42-yard line. We didn't know if we'd see Blake in this ball game, able to come in and play, and huge for the Wildcats to have him tonight. He's closing in on 2,000 career rushing yards. You're going to need him, Colin, to have good games to set up opportunities to get that inside run game going again.
Yeah, he's one of the Lane and Blake are the best guys at running the ball up the middle, so look to see if they get going.
Back to the wing tee here on 2nd and 8, 7.5 minutes left in the quarter. McPherson goes into motion. It goes to Alford. Gets outside. 45. Bounces off a tackler across midfield to the 48-yard line of Hancock County to move the chains on a 10-yard run.
A great play right there by Lane Alford to get that first down and get that good run. And running up the middle was going to be the most difficult thing for Franklin Simpson. Well, you got these 3 big defensive linemen, and they're all inside the tackles. Well, where do you run? Right behind the tackle where the tackle's able to wash him down. So good play design, good call.
Lane averaging just 36 yards per gain over his last 3, averaged 102 over the first 6 games this season. Has been a little shaken up. We'll see how involved he is tonight. They flank him out to the right side here. Now handed off on a sweep to Anderson. Trying to get outside, but he's wrapped up and knocked out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
You're running Colin to that short side of the field and just trying to set something else up. He's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. No, not getting him in a yard, but still able to get to the line of scrimmage, and other things are going to be able to be set up.
That was Wyatt Emick on the tackle, one of many seniors on this defense. He's got 50 tackles coming into the night, 11 tackles for loss. They've got a handful of guys with 10 or more tackles for loss coming into this ball game. As the Wildcats line up on 2nd and 10, 7:01 frozen on the clock right now at the Hancock County 48. This time McPherson goes in the motion to the left side. They give it to Lane running that way. Gets outside across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Good gain of 5, sets up a 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, they're pinching those defensive tackles, so right between that tackle and that tight end, Lane should have a field day.
And that's 2 straight runs, and this is what you get with Lane compared to some of the past fullbacks at Franklin Simpson. 2 straight runs, he's gotten outside a little bit on those.
Yeah, and he's got the speed to be able to do that. We've been able to see that in the past where he's been able to run and and get that. I mean, just some good long runs this year, mainly a fullback, but he can play multiple positions on this offense.
Cats break the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 5 at the 43-yard line of Hancock County. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the right. Delk takes the snap. It's a handoff. McPherson left side across the 40. He's got the first down inside the 35. Pushes down to the 32-yard line. 11-yard gain. Franklin Simpson getting the run game established early on and doing it out of different formations and different looks.
Yeah, you got to be creative to run on this this good Hancock County defense. I mean, they got some guys that just are tackle machines and they just get to the football and they play good team football. So if you're creative and run the football, you're going to have some success.
Blake now with 1,934 career rushing yards. He comes into motion on this play on 1st and 10. Play action. Delk looking to throw. Right side. It's caught underneath by Alford across the 25. We'll see where they spotted out at the 24-yard line. Gain of 7. That's something we've seen a little bit more over the last few games. Lane getting involved in the passing game. Hasn't been a massive involvement there for Alford, but when you add that into this offense, it gives you just a little bit more to work with and something else the defense has to worry about. When you know on those passing plays, they're going to be worried about those receivers in Perry and Groves, and then Colin Anderson with the weapon he's been in the passing game.
Something I saw about Hancock County defense, their Achilles heel is play fakes. They bite on play fakes so often.
Delk under center again on 2nd and 3. 5:45 left opening quarter. Right up the middle, Alford bangs through a defender inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line for a 5-yard gain. First down.
And so Franklin Simpson, I mean, Hancock County, most of the teams that they play spread the football out. They just throw the ball everywhere. Sometimes you got some inside zone runs. Nobody runs as fast a play as that fullback dive that Franklin Simpson was able to run. So Hancock County didn't know what hit them before Lane Alford was at the second level.
Aiden Jones comes in to spell Alford. Had a rushing touchdown against Warren East, the only one on the ground for Franklin Simpson in that ball game, his 8th of the season. McPherson goes into motion. They fake it to Jones, go to Anderson up the middle, down to the 15-yard line where he's stacked up by a group of Hancock County defenders, still picked up 4, and that right there, Tyler Arterburn, is what this defense is known for. When you look through the numbers, about 2/3 of their recorded tackles are assisted tackles. They gang tackle. They get a lot of people to the ball to bring you down.
Yeah, they want to help each other out. They want to get to the football, and something I've seen, I mean, their defense is starting to go inside and starting to swell inside. I wonder if Franklin Simpson has a play action and runs a sweep to the outside here coming soon.
Ball marked right at the 15-yard line, nearly dead in the middle of the field. 4:38 left opening quarter. Franklin Simpson trailing 7-0, but they've got a 2nd and 6 now in the I formation at the Hancock County 15-yard line. Delk fakes the handoff right side. He goes left. Xavier Hampton hit hard and dropped for no gain.
So not a very good run there, but, you know, still, and you didn't turn the ball over. You still got a good position right here in 3rd and 6. You're in 4-down territory. You're in field goal formation, but that's not what you want in this game.
This Hancock County team leads the class in forced fumbles. It is not hard to see why. They hit hard. Franklin Simpson, though, holds on to the ball. They've had some fumble issues over the last few games. 3rd and 6 here inside 4 minutes left in the quarter at the 15-yard line of Hancock County, down by a touchdown early on. Cats break the huddle again with 10 seconds on the play clock. They hurry up the line. Delk under center. Sends Anderson into motion, but 2 men into motion. Hampton thought he was supposed to go as well. They throw the flags and let the play go despite the illegal motion. It's a hit and a drop in the backfield as Delk couldn't do anything with it. And because they let that play go, if that's going to be the ruling here, Hancock County can just decline, and it's going to be a 4th and long.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to do. It was just a busted play from the beginning.
The second flag came in late. The Wildcats would have to get bailed out by an offsetting penalty. 2 men went into motion. Anderson was supposed to go, but Hampton went as well at the same time, and the ball was snapped. We're going to see if they walk this back and say that the snap shouldn't have happened, because it was an illegal shift on Franklin Simpson. We're waiting to see what the ruling was. There was a second flag that came in. Maybe the back official just wanted to get in on the call as well. They're checking now, it looks like, with Coach Eubanks in the Hancock County sideline, because if the flag happened during the play, the smart decision would be to decline, and that's what they're going to say as the ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. It's officially a loss of 6 yards on the busted play, and it's going to be a 4th and 12 now for Franklin Simpson And down in no man's land, really, with the ball in the left hash at the 21-yard line of Hancock County, the Wildcat offense is going to go for it down by a touchdown.
And the reason that it was so slow is because you also had a holding penalty. So you had to think, okay, do you want 3rd and 16 or do you want 4th and 12? And so they went with the downs instead of the yards, and now Franklin Simpson's at a position where it's 4th and 12.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers on the right side. Alford flanked off on the right as well. Brady's going to roll that way. Pressured, steps up, trying to throw, wrapped up, grabbed by the jersey, and dropped back at the 30-yard line.
Brady got sacked on that play. Just looked like he had time as he was rolling out right, but wasn't able to get rid of it. He had good coverage downfield and didn't have anything open.
We saw this happen against Warren East. Negative plays from sacks for Franklin Simpson. It was those sacks of Brady. I mentioned the rushing total. Franklin Simpson held under 200 yards for just the second time this season. It's a weird number because if it was the NFL, it wouldn't be that way. The sacks dragged that down. 2 big losses on back-to-back plays, and now Hancock County takes over. 3:19 left opening quarter with a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. The wide receiver, Jackson Morris, comes into motion. He gets a sweep running right. Alford in pursuit. He's got him in the backfield. He slings him down at the 27-yard line.
Good tackle in the backfield by Lane Alford. Hancock County, I mean, they're not very good at running outside. So if you're able to get back there, you're able to stop them, then you're in business. They like running the football up the middle, and they like throwing to the guys that that are wide open, that find a hole in the zone.
There wasn't anything spectacular on that first drive from Hancock County. Biggest game was a 10-yard pass, but drove down the field to score that opening touchdown on a 72-yard drive. Here, a 2nd and 13. Morris takes the snap. Plenty of time. Middle of the pocket. He's looking deep. Down the middle into double coverage. Delk back there. Knocks it away at the last second. It was a good throw, put it in a spot where only his receiver could get it. I thought Brady was going to have a chance to make a big-time play on that ball, but Morris, we said maybe the weakness with him compared to Parsley was the arm strength. Got a ton under that one. Brady just got the hand in to break it up, though.
Yeah, he can throw that football. He can put it on a dime, but he's not scared to throw any coverage. But, again, the big difference is Hancock County's not faced a defense, I don't believe, as good as
outside
Franklin
of Union
Simpson.
County.
Maybe Union County. I didn't watch a lot of that film, but most of their games, he's been able to make those catches, make those throws.
3rd and 13 at their own 27-yard line, up by 7. Can the Cats make a stand after the turnover on downs? Morris takes the snap. It's a quick little swing pass to the near side, runs into his own man and goes down. There to force the issue was Caden Bennett, shoved the offensive lineman into the running back Eubanks. Could have been a huge play. Instead, it loses a yard.
I mean, that could have been, I don't know if I've ever seen a play like that. He literally, for those that are watching on the radio, he literally took the guy that was blocking him and used him to tackle the guy running the football. Oh, my goodness. Now Hancock County, they're on to punt. They have this spread punt formation, which I think would be easy to block punt.
Only
so let's see what
3
Franklin Simpson
men
does.
on the line. Wildcats have 4 there. One of them's Lane Alford, who we know likes to come after these. Now they're going to bring some guys in there to prevent that. And I think Hancock County, with all of this, the play clock was down to 2. They have to take a timeout, getting ready to punt on a 4th and 14 with 1:52 left opening quarter. Hornets lead at 7-0, but the Wildcats with the momentum after they make the stand. They turn it over on downs, force a 3-and-out, and there we saw 2 big negative plays forced by the defense. That's going to be a big key in this ball game tonight. Franklin Simpson not with the size advantage, but they've got more speed on that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have the speed. They got to be able to use it. They got to be able to set the edge. They got to be able to get outside. You got to fight off blocks if you're going to have success stopping this Hancock County team. You got the speed advantage, but they may have the strength advantage. Know what your strengths are. That's what you tell people all the time. Know what your strengths are. Know what you're able to do.
That drive loses 4 yards in 3 plays. Hancock County again comes with that spread out punt formation, sends a man into motion. The snap is low. Cats get back. They hit the punter hard, and the flags come in. It's going to be a roughing. Alford arguing that he made contact with it. Franklin Simpson, if there's no flag, has excellent field position at the 39-yard line of Hancock County. Alford pleading his case that he tipped the punt, hit the punter hard. Lane's clapping behind the play, hoping that the official is going to wave this off. It's either a roughing the punter and a first down, or the Cats are going to have great field position at the 39-yard line of Hancock County. Huge call coming up here.
Yeah, and you only had one official back there, so they're not able to talk to each other. So
they're all discussing it now. Lane went straight to the official to say, hey, I tipped that. I mean, that punt barely went anywhere. It was a snap that bounced maybe 5 or 6 yards in front of the punter. And I think they're going to rule here. They're picking up the ball. They had it to where Franklin Simpson thought they were taking over offensively, and they're bringing the ball out. They call the penalty on Franklin Simpson, and they give the yardage to Hancock County. It will be walked up 15 yards. It was a 4th and 14. They get one more than they need, and it's a first down for the Hornets at their own 41-yard line instead of excellent field position for Franklin Simpson.
And the coaches and the players, they are upset, and rightfully so.
Should be.
I mean, that was a terrible call. I love the officials, but that was a terrible call.
So Hancock County gets another chance. Snap, Morris, swing pass this time to the right side. Franklin Simpson just snuffed it out on the left. Getting outside and hit by Bennett out of bounds is Wyatt Emick this time. Cats wanted a hold. I believe they're going to get it as the flag comes in as that play developed. Maybe a bit of a makeup call there.
Yeah.
Although I think it should have been a hold anyway.
Yeah, it should have been a hold. And you know, one thing about the play, and this is, well, I mentioned it in the pregame.
You did.
I talk about the number of officials. There are only 5 officials here. I don't know what region we're in. You know, nobody ever knows what region we're in. I've asked Coach Cheney, how do you know what officials that you're going to get? Nobody knows. But there's only 5. And for a playoff game and a team that spreads the football out, I mean, that's almost unheard of.
So it's now a 1st and 20 as the 6-yard completion outside to Emick is wiped off due to the holding penalty. Minute and a half left opening quarter. Hancock County up 7-0, but facing a 1st and 20 at their own 31-yard line. Morris takes the shotgun snap, rolls right, drops off a screen underneath his receiver. It's caught at the 30, 35, 40 down the right sideline, 45 across midfield, 45 of Franklin Simpson down to the 40. Running with it is Jones, 35, 30, 25, gets outside 20 and dragged out of bounds to the Franklin Simpson 15-yard line.
I mean, he's an incredible runner. He's had some great punt returns and interception return. He's just a great returner and with the football in open space. And what Franklin Simpson did, a lot of the guys were there in position, but they just ran right past him. You know, you say you don't want to outpunt your coverage. Well, you don't want to outrun the tackle. They were a little bit over-aggressive with Franklin Simpson.
53-yard catch and run by Cooper Jones. His 22nd reception of the season, nearing 500 yards on the year. Sets up the 1st and 10 at the Franklin Simpson 16-yard line. Flip the field and the momentum for now. Split back formation. Morris takes the snap. It's a run to the left side. Cats are all over it once again. Franklin Simpson on these outside run plays. There is nothing there for Hancock County. Jamarius Franklin was the first one there, blew that up and did not let go for a big loss back to the 22-yard line. They lose 6 on that play.
Yeah, and I think every person, you're talking about speed and the difference of speed. I think Franklin Simpson, everybody on Franklin Simpson's defense probably has more speed than every single one of Hancock County's offensive linemen. So use that to your advantage, and they did there.
30 seconds left in the quarter, 2nd and 16, and the Cats jump off sides.
So he's just able to get those yards back.
5 free yards, 2nd offsides on Franklin Simpson early on in this ball game.
And he's going to try to do, again, Morris is really good at getting guys to jump offside. He's going to do that multiple times this game.
And should. Still a 2nd and 11. Down to the 17-yard line after the penalty. Morris takes the snap, looking to throw, drops it off underneath. It's caught. 16-yard line, 15, wrapped up, surging inside the 14-yard line. Believe it was the running back, Eubanks. And that really goes for nothing. Franklin Simpson, half of these underneath passes have been defended really, really well. And here an opportunity on 3rd down to make something happen. 3rd and 8. I think Hancock County going to let the quarter expire. They do. When we come back, they're down at the Franklin Simpson 14-yard line, but need 8 yards for a first down. Hornets leading it 7-0. It's been a back-and-forth ball game so far. I could promise you this one's going to be a fun one as we go on. You're listening to Wildcats. this season. He's 8 for 10 so far tonight, 91 yards and a touchdown, although most of that came on a 53-yard chunk play earlier this drive. But the Cats have a chance to make a stand, although on the other side, we'll talk about this if it comes up, a great kicker for Hancock County. They're going to try to avoid it as a direct snap to the running back. Morris jumped up like it was a snap that was over his head. They've got it spotted down at the 7-yard line, which for now would be a half-yard short of a first down.
And they're bringing in what we would call the heavy set. They're bringing in some extra guys, extra blockers. They're going to run to the right side. It's not going to be any secret. But Franklin Simpson's going to have to stop it.
4th and 1. Ball at the 7. They need to get really to the 6.5-yard line. Morris under center might just keep it himself if he doesn't try to get the Caps to jump. Takes the snap. He's pushed forward, and he's got the first down on the QB keeper.
Yeah, that was kind of the tush push as you see in the pro level. By a lot of teams, you don't see a lot of teams in the high school level doing that, but Hancock County was able to execute it.
Officials clearing off the scrum. They spot the ball officially.
Oh, wow. Is that going to be a first? They're going to have to measure.
At the 6-yard line.
Oh, they gave it to him.
He gets the first down. The line of game was around the 6. Looked like it was a little bit inside of it, so he's able to pick up the first down as the ball is right on that 6-yard line. First and goal there for a Hancock County offense averaging 37 points per game. They've already scored once tonight. Franklin Simpson kept this drive alive with a controversial roughing the punter call that would have instead set the Cats up with field position inside the Hancock 40. Hornets have that heavy set once again. They've got 2 upbacks on the right side of the line. They like to run to that right side. Morris takes the snap. It's a pitch to the right. 5 up and into the end zone, scoring with ease on a well-designed pitch play to that right side. The strong side of that line goes Brady Eubanks for his 7th touchdown of the season.
And just able to run just over the right side. I mean, you got everybody there and blocking for you, and again, you got to stop it, and Franklin Simpson wasn't able to.
13-0 with the PAT pending. Munguia has not missed one this season. This would be his 50th make in as many tries. He's also 3 for 3 on his field goals. Cats, though, going to bring pressure. They've gotten close to blocking a lot of kicks this year. They've blocked a couple PATs. Flag comes in before the snap. Xavier Hampton was going to block that thing. They blow it dead. We'll see which side this goes on. It's offside on the Wildcats. Now you see why he was going to block it.
Yeah. So
and we'll see if this changes the decision for Hancock County. They decline. They're going to stay with where they are as not to mess up anything with the process here, because you're able to have everything set up to hold it at the 10-yard line. Really don't want to mess with any of that when your kicker's yet to miss a PAT. So they'll try it again. Snap is a little high, but it's held well. Put down, and the kick is up and perfect. 10:49 left before halftime. 14-0. Hancock County leads it over Franklin Simpson. We'll stay. Sacked on a 4th down try. Need some points here.
Yeah, you can't have any penalties or bad plays. You know, Franklin Simpson in the past, you got some guys that are home run hitters that can really run the football. You really like for them to get it, but I mean, when you got to drive the football down the field, you can't have mistakes.
As good as the kicker is, it's worth noting in Munguia that he's not the one that they have kick it off. It's Tice Bowling that they have booted away, a sophomore that just squibs it down the field. This one is fielded and nearly dropped before it's fallen on at the 34-yard line by Kason Hemshoot, who also fielded the last kickoff for Franklin Simpson. Was able to bring that one up to the 40 this time. Drops down, makes a smart play, and recovers it at the 34-yard line of Franklin Simpson. That's where the Wildcats will take over with 10:48 left in the second quarter, trailing it by 2 touchdowns early on.
And, yeah, Franklin Simpson's got to, I mean, you got to score on this drive. If you want any chance of, you know, taking over this game, coming back. I mean, this is a very, very key drive just in the second quarter, but this is very important.
Hancock County already with more points than they scored against Franklin Simpson in an opening round playoff loss. Last year, Cats won it 35-8 Inside shade tree last year. I formation, Delk under center, hands it off McPherson, running right, hits the hold up to the 36-yard line. Might give him the 37 for a gain of 3 on first down. We'll see where they spot this officially. One official at the 37, one at the 36. They're going to give it the 37, so Blake picks up 3.
Yeah, and I like Blake out of this I formation and out of the shotgun because he's just able to run downhill and able to see the defense a little bit better than, on the wing tee if he's getting the ball on a sweep or, he's just got the hole's got to be there. Now he's able to find a hole a little bit better.
I formation again. This time the halfback is Anderson. Delk fakes it right, gives it to Anderson going left, slips past a tackler, gets past another at the 40-yard line, near the first down. Needed the 44. He's at the 43, just a yard short. That could have been a loss, but Colin slipper. We saw this a lot last year. He ran between the tackles a lot more. He's so hard to bring down because of that size, not in terms of how big he is, but it's hard for those big fellas to bring down such a small back.
Yeah, and that I formation is good for him too. I mean, if that was any other formation, he may have just gotten tackled, but he's able to see the defender and he's able to make that cut and get the Wildcats in a much better position on this 3rd and 1.
They put it between the 42 and the 43. Cats need to get to the 44. They go Alford. He's across the 45. Midfield, cuts again outside, escapes the tackle. 45 of Hancock inside the 40, driving forward to the 38-yard line.
And the way this Hancock County defense is lining up, I mean, Lane Alford is going to have a great job being able to run off that right or left tackle, either one he chooses. I mean, Hancock County, what we've seen from them on film, their defense, they don't change it up very much. No matter who they're playing, they stay the same. So Franklin Simpson should have pretty consistent runs off that tackle by Lane Alford.
Lane with 4 carries for 39 yards. He was averaging 36 yards per game over the last 3 games. Delk under center, pitches to Alford. Right back to Delk. Anderson's wide open downfield. It goes into double coverage instead on the left side. It's overthrown to Groves. I don't know that Delk could see Colin going right down that right seam towards the middle of the field. He was wide open. Kaysen was still behind the defense, but a tad overthrown on that deep ball.
That was just busted coverage by Hancock County, and looked like Killian Thompson at the tight end had a lot of space too, but Brady had time to throw it, but he just let it go a little bit too early without trying to read the defense.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion at the Hancock 38-yard line. 9:02 left before halftime. Franklin down 14-0. Back in the I formation, Anderson the halfback. They fake it to Alford, give it to Collin. Tons of room outside across the 40. 35 cuts past the defender. 30, 25. Another juke gets outside. Now steps out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 14-yard gain for Anderson.
And again, another creative way to run the football with Colin Anderson. You fake the football to Lane Alford. What are most defenders going to do? They're going to try to gang tackle, as Hancock County does. They're really good at gang tackling, but they're really bad at biting on fakes. So you fake it to Lane Alford, you give it a second back through in Colin Anderson, and he's able to have a great run for the first down.
Franklin 1-17 when they're held under 200 yards on the ground under Coach Cheney. They're 28-7 when they get to that mark. They're well on their way so far. Anderson goes into motion. They use him as a decoy. Up the middle, McPherson gets a couple to the 23-yard line. That one was the best defended run we've seen on this drive from Hancock County, and that's more so their strength is that run right up the middle.
Yeah, and they can stop that run. So here you're at a 2nd and 9. You're in, at the 24-yard line, 23-yard line. You've got a wide open playbook for this play. Let's see what the Wildcats draw up. Are they going to try to take a shot, or are they just going to try to make 3rd down a little bit shorter?
8:20 left and ticking in the quarter, down 14-0 on a 2nd and 9. Delk in a bit of a pistol formation. Claps, takes the snap, fakes to Anderson. He's going to keep it himself, running left, cuts up field inside the 25-20, but there was a hold, and that one's coming back. Was a first down on the carry, but a pretty blatant hold on that left side.
Yeah, and we talk about holding, we talk about penalties and how detrimental they are, and
inopportune times.
Oh, my goodness, holding on that one. It's going to be now 2nd and about 19, and now your playbook is very limited. You got to get a lot of yards here. You got to get a lot of yards on this 2nd down and long.
Would have been inside the Hancock County 15-yard line on the carry by Delk. Instead, after the penalty, it's walked back to the 33, 2nd and 19. On the first drive, it was 2 big negative plays. One a sack to end the drive and a miscommunication before that. Here a penalty. Can the Cats recover? I formation, 1 wide receiver left, 2 right. Alford flexes out to the left. Delk looking to throw, slant route, and it's dropped by Groves near the 25-yard line.
Hancock County was all over that. They had their outside linebackers going
Kaysen
to the flats.
Felt those defenders all around him. He got caught, I think, looking ahead as that ball hit his hands.
If he would have caught that, it would have only been a 4 or 5 yard gain. But so, he didn't have much real estate to work with there anyway.
3rd and 19 at the Hancock County 33-yard line. Kind of in no man's land here at 7:45 left in the second quarter, down 14-0. Cats have moved the ball on both drives. Delk will start under center. 1 wide receiver each way. Takes the snap. Drops back. Just throws up a jump ball. Brody Perry, he's behind the defense, but it's knocked away. But a pass interference going to come in as the DB came in, made contact. Perry was on the ground looking for a flag. It looked initially like it was well defended, but the defender, while going up for the ball, also jumped right into Brody.
Oh, that play was such a roller coaster because you have Brady in the backfield. Hancock County set a perfectly timed, perfectly executed blitz, and Brady got hit, and then he threw the ball up, and then Brody looked like he was about to Brody Perry looked like he was about to come back and get that football, but then he had pass interference, and here you go on now 3rd and short.
Because this is not like college or the NFL where pass interference we're used to. We're conditioned. It's an automatic first down.
Yeah.
So many of these penalties were conditioned. It's an automatic first down. It's a 3rd and 4. You don't get the automatic first down. Ball now at the 18-yard line of Hancock County, but now that playbook a bit more wide open because you got a couple plays to play with here. But you got to find a way to keep this drive alive.
Absolutely.
Alford is behind Delk. Sends McPherson into motion. It's fumbled, snap, and it's recovered by Hancock County at the 21-yard line.
And, that's not what you need. Very unfortunate play. Very unfortunate play on that drive. And you caught a break. And then you come up short.
Franklin Simpson has multiple turnovers in every loss this season. Hancock County coming into this game second in the class with 17 fumbled recoveries. They lead the class in forced fumbles. That one not forced, but they recover it. And it ends the Franklin Simpson drive. The first one goes down on turnovers, that one on the fumbled snap. And now the Hornets take over at their own 21-yard line with a 14-0 lead. Morris in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers on the right side, 1 left running back on his right hip. Tries to get the Cats to jump. They don't. Fakes the handoff. It's a little bubble screen, and Franklin Simpson all over it. Anderson there to make the play. They might give it no gain outside to Morris. It's either no gain or it's a loss. Either way, it's a great play by Anderson.
Yeah, great play by Anderson. You kind of wonder, you're down 14-0. You just turn the ball over. Are you going to quit? You going to give up? But you see Colin Anderson, this is his senior year. He's not doing that. He makes
saw
a
that
play.
from Caden Bennett on the last drive as well. Goes for loss of 1, 7:05 left before halftime. Same formation, 3 wide receivers on the right side. This time they swing it out. It's a halfback pass. Thrown up into the air. Cats back in coverage. Asking for a flag. They're going to get it as that time Groves was grabbing the intended receiver, Jones. It was a halfback pass. And my goodness, what a throw it was by Eubanks, who actually had filled in at quarterback last game. So you can understand why that was on the swing pass backwards into a halfback pass. There, really the only question would be is if the initial pass was backwards. Seems to be no conversation there, and it's going to be a pass interference for 15 yards, this time against Franklin Simpson up at the 35-yard line and a first down there.
Yeah, a lot of times you got your backup quarterback watching that Grayson County film. Your backup quarterback doesn't throw a lot. They run a lot, but Eubanks can throw, and he showed it there.
Morris in the gun. They've got 3 wide receivers bunched up by the line of scrimmage on the right side. Halfback draw going left across the 40. 45 midfield and into Franklin Simpson territories. A late flag comes in. Goes Eubanks. We'll see what that flag was at the last moment. As it stands, it was a run of 16. Official signaling for a hold, though. This will come back. We'll see where the spot it's walked back from will be. It won't be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage if it is, in fact, a hold. They're starting at the 49 of Hancock County, so it looks like for now they're just going to walk this back from where the ball was down at the end of the play. And because of that, with the ball at the 41-yard line, despite the penalty, it's a 6-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and 4 at the 41 of Hancock.
So here you go. How many plays you got for 1st and 4? We'll see what they have.
Morris operating out of the shotgun. Tight end in front of his running back on the right side. Back at the right hip of Morris, now sends it behind him in the pistol. Handoff up the middle, trying to bounce it outside, and a face mask call comes in as being shoved out of bounds is Eubanks, but they're going to get a face mask. That one, I think, closer to one of those 5 yards because the hand came off immediately, but still would be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-yard. I'm sure if it's a personal foul, I'd have some questions, but still in a spot where that's a 1st down. That's what the officials do rule it.
So the ball is walked up to the 47-yard line. 1st down on the face mask. 1st and 10 for Hancock County, who they had the big 53-yard pass, but outside of that, it's been very similar to what Warren East did. Just chipping away at the defense, efficiency in the passing game. And, again, more reliant on the run game than we've seen them be in any other game this season. And Coach Chaney is going to take a timeout with 6:45 left in the 2nd quarter. 14-0, Hancock County leads it right here on 90.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go, Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
Frustrating start on both sides of the ball for Franklin Simpson. Have been knocking on the door offensively, have made great plays defensively, either called back by penalty or an arm tackle away from a tackle for loss. And the Cats find themselves down 14-0, 6:45 left before halftime. We'll get the ball to start the second half. But right now the task to hold off this Hancock County offense who has it at their own 47-yard line. Morris in the gun, 2 wide receivers on the right side, 1 close to the offensive line on the left. It's a pitch to that right side. Lane Alford bursts through there to make a play, diving at midfield, and getting out of bounds there is Eubanks, but only got 3. Lane Alford just blitzed through there and weaved between a couple receivers that were engaged with blocks on the outside to come up there and make a play.
Yeah, I mean, and Lane wants to make every tackle he can, and he's an aggressive player, and if you're going to try to run outside, Lane's going to try to get you. I mean, this whole Franklin Simpson team's going to try to get you. Hancock County hadn't had success, and I don't think they will have much success running the football outside.
Eubanks ran it 19 times over 90 yards against Grayson County without the quarterback Morris. He's got 5 carries tonight. They give it to him again for a 6. Outside, spins off one of his own linemen, getting up to the 46-yard line for a gain of 4 to set up 3rd and 3, but there's a flag down at the 49-yard line of Franklin Simpson.
We got to imagine that's another hold, so we'll see what the call is, though.
6:32 left in this opening half. Things have really slowed down with the penalties in the second quarter in particular. It's a weird dichotomy here when you've got a smaller officiating crew with 5 compared to sometimes the 7 you'll see in the playoffs. It almost puts a bit more pressure on each official to throw those flags and try to make sure they get all those penalties right, because they know they don't have those numbers that you might normally see in these spots.
Yeah, you don't have guys in position to make a lot of these, especially these pass interference calls, and I think, most of them have been accurate. They should have called them, but you just don't have guys in positions. I think this officiating crew has done a good job so far overall with just 5.
Penalty walks it back to the 41 of Hancock County for a 2nd and 16. Ball on the right hash. 2 wide receivers on the right. It's a play-action pass. Morris looking downfield, now goes underneath to the 46 of Franklin Simpson yard line. Wide open there is Jones, as they're able to pick up 14 to set up a what will be a 3rd and 3.
Just a simple comeback route, but I mean, you got guys that are burning you deep, and in Jones, and then he just has a comeback route, and Morris can throw the football. Looks like almost everywhere on the field, and he shows it there.
3rd and 3 for a Hancock County offense that's been very balanced in terms of the play calling so far. That's not their norm. We'll see what they do here, running back at the left hip of the quarterback, Morris. They fake the high snap again. It's a direct snap up the middle. Needed to get to the 43-yard line for a first down. That's where it's spotted. The ball, it looked like, came out at the end, and Cooper Jones was the last one to have it.
It's just short. You got,
and they're going to mark it about a foot short of that first down marker, and I think here we're going to see that tush-push again with Morris up the middle.
Yeah, they're in tush-push territory, and no secret about it. Franklin Simpson, you got to stop it. Let's see if where are you going to have some guys blitz or where are you going to have some guys blowing this up.
6 minutes left in the quarter. Morris gets under center. He's got 2 backs, 2 his right and 1 behind him. Surging up the middle, pushing forward. Officials are going to spot this at the 42, needed the 43. They convert for the first down again. Morris able to get the yard he needs.
Yeah, Franklin, I feel like you defended that well, but, I mean, when you only need a foot, it's hard to stop anybody. I mean, whenever you're just trying to get a foot, especially, you got that center for Hancock County that's 290 pounds, and, I mean, he can move. He's not just a 295-pound guy that's just sitting there taking up space. He can push some guys, and he can get off the football after he snaps it, too.
And Morris, listed at 6'3", 200 pounds, has the frame for running that play.
He's a big quarterback.
He's back in the shotgun here. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right, all bunched together on the offensive line. They moved before that snap came in. They don't call it. Morris is looking deep. Down the right side, Anderson getting back in coverage. Contact both ways, and a flag comes in. Anderson can't believe it, was fighting for it with Jones. Colin did look back at the ball, made contact before it got there, but it looked like there might have been some hand fighting both ways. I'm interested, Tyler, to hear your take on that penalty.
Well, Colin got turned around, and he was looking for the football, and it was thrown out of bounds. Looked like he was making a football play. But, again, that is a prime example of why a 5-man crew – you really can't have a 5-man crew in this day and age in football when guys are spreading it out, throwing it deep every play. The official was not in position to make that call. Colin's pleading his case, but the thing is that official just was not in position. He thought he saw what he saw, but he was in front of the play and could not see it. So
he almost threw that flag as far as the ball was thrown. That's how far away he was from it. It sets up a 1st and 10 at the Franklin Simpson 27-yard line. Cats get in the backfield, but another face mask is going to come in as Eubanks ran for no gain. We've got the coaches up here with us. I think this is the argument from Franklin Simpson that it was grabbed around the shoulder pads, but the Hancock County bench was immediately motioning for the face mask, and that's the call they're going to get.
And that's another one. I mean, this official that just called that is on Hancock County's side, so he's going to, he's going to go with what the Hancock County coaches say at times, too. Aaron Talley's showing the replay.
He's showing it to us on Channel 9. It looks like if there was a new penalty instituted for wrapping your arm around the shoulder pad, I get it. But
that's another one that just a 5-man crew. You're kind of, do I look for the deep pass? These officials are just out of position, and they can't make these calls with a 5-man crew. It should not be allowed in playoff football. It's nothing against these 5 officials. It's a KHSAA thing, and this should not be happening.
Back-to-back penalty sets up a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of Franklin Simpson. Hancock County up 14-0, 5:15 left before halftime. Morris looking to throws it underneath the 10. It's caught, and then a big hit there to rock him was Bennett. But it was held on to, and it's still a gain of 4 on the throw underneath to Braden Morris, the 3rd in that Morris trio we see on this Hancock County offense.
And we'll see these bad penalties, 2 bad penalties in a row were called on Franklin Simpson. I think these guys on the field are a little bit ticked off, and we'll see if it transitions to this play and if they're able to make a big play, get a turnover. Let's see what they can do. Are they able to use that momentum for their good?
Between those and even going back to what was the swing penalty of this ballgame, not a swing play, the roughing the punter that was called. It's now a 2nd and 6 ball at the 10-yard line, split back formation. They go up the middle. Franklin Simpson has it bottled up, and they're going to make the play. Great job by the Cats to bring in multiple defenders. Gave absolutely no breathing room on that run up the middle to Kyle Anderson. First time we've seen him run it tonight. Picked up a yard. They've used him for situations like that, just up the middle, a bit more physical back. Just his 29th carry of the year, averaging less than 4 yards a carry. Cats bottle that one up well. And here a 3rd and 5 ball at the 9-yard line. First down marker is at the 4.
you got to watch the football that I believe they're going to go on too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You got to make sure you're disciplined right here.
Trips right, one wide receiver left, ball on the right hash. Morris takes the snap, quickly looks, it's a draw up the middle. Cats are all over it. Alford lowers the shoulder, blows it up for a loss of 5.
It looks like Hancock County is going to kick a field goal here, but great job by the linebackers. What they did is they saw that the right guard was pulling to the left side, so the linebackers said, okay, he's pulling. I know exactly where the football is going. I'm not paying attention to any misdirection. I'm going and tackling the football. Great job of reading your keys by the linebackers to make that play.
Munguia, the kicker, the freshman, has not missed a PAT or field goal this year. 50 for 50 on PATs, 3 of 3 on field goals. It's a high snap. The kick has no chance for the 31-yard kick. Barely got to the back of the end zone. It was a high snap. Don't know how well it was placed. And Franklin Simpson, after the penalties, after the frustration, they escape with a stop on the missed field goal.
You hate, a lot of times you don't see a team being down 14-0, having momentum, but I believe Franklin Simpson has momentum right here. Just 3 minutes left to go. Hancock County has a guy that's injured. Looks like just a simple cramp, which is kind of unheard of in this, Ohio River.
The coldest game that we've had this season.
This cold weather game, but, he's down there cramping, and, a lot of times you see a cramp, you don't see a guy that really wants to be in there.
And that's
so let's see what
big
happens.
Trey Riley, the center. We won't see him on defense, but worth monitoring for him. It's interesting. This offense is not built to sustain drives like they have in this game. They operate quick, big plays. They've run it far more tonight than they're used to, and they've had a lot more short plays than they're used to. We'll see how that wears on a team that, like Franklin Simpson, has a lot of guys that play both ways.
And Hancock County's warming up another center. I mean, it looks like Riley's ready, but they are warming up a guy just in case.
Cats take over, 3:09 left before halftime. Down 14-0, but they get the ball to start in the second half. Here's your drive of the game so far. First down at their own 20. Delk under center, I formation with the ball on the left hash. One wide receiver left, two right. Delk gets the snap from Cheney, hands it off. Anderson bursting through a hole on the right side, gets up to the 25, give him the 26 for a gain of 6 on first down.
Wildcats have 2 timeouts on this drive. You're going to play the clock game. You're going to pay attention to that with just under 3 minutes. You got 80 yards to go on this drive. Let's see if they take some shots. I'm sure they will.
Anderson's first run went for no gain. Since then, his last 4 carries have gone for 30 yards. Cats still taking their time here. 15 seconds left on the play clock as Delk gets under center. Anderson flanked off left I formation with Hampton as the halfback. Gets the carry, going left, spins off a tackle, but a flag comes in from behind the play, and you got to assume that's going to be another Franklin Simpson hold. Is back there. It looks like Zeke behind the play is arguing that he was grabbed around the face mask. Just based off of trends in this game, I would doubt that's how this is going to go.
Yeah, these officials have thrown a lot of flags. Only 5 officials. You say a lot of times 7 officials, you throw more, but they've thrown a lot for 5.
Still waiting to officially get the call in.
And they're looking at Hancock County's side, so it's going to be against Franklin Simpson whether they're going to move them back.
They do want to take it here because if you decline, it's still a third and manageable. And instead, they're going to walk this ball back to the 15-yard line, and it's 2nd and 15 there.
I'll just say that, running right up the middle, you don't see a lot of holding penalties because there's not a lot of holding penalties. I don't know what if they're looking for extra holding penalties or what, but my goodness, you just let these kids play.
Wing T, Delk takes the snap, fakes it to Alford, fakes the second one to Zay. Throwing downfield, Anderson on the wheel down the right sideline, incomplete. Couldn't quite catch up, was trying to sprint past the last defender, Shern. Couldn't get around him, and it's incomplete. That's the second one that was just a tad bit off.
Just a tad off. Brady had time, and that's some of the best protection I've seen, and that he's been able to have all season. Hancock County, again, they bite on these play fakes, or they can run, but they got back in their pass coverage, and Colin had a step, but just the ball was overthrown just a little bit.
2:23 left before halftime. Interesting spot with 2 timeouts to work with for both teams. Delk in the shotgun, empty backfield, takes the snap, rolling to his right. Plenty of time here, great protection, throws downfield, overthrows Hampton, and it's picked off back at the 43-yard line. Escaping Hampton now and running across the 40-35 is the star offensive player we've seen tonight, Cooper Jones, who gets up to the 32-yard line on the interception return with just an overthrown ball that time from Delk, and the Cats have their second turnover of the night.
They just thrown in double cover. Again, had plenty of time on that rollout, and just there's a flag
behind the play.
You got to think that's a block in the back or something like that.
Personal foul. If it's a roughing the passer, it's a hit on the head. It's a against Hancock County. If that was before the interception, Franklin Simpson stays on the field.
I don't. They don't have a signal for that. Looks like Hancock County's staying on. No, they're putting their offense in, so it had to have been after the interception.
It was after the play. It was a hit well past the play because the ball is going to stay with Hancock County back at the Franklin Simpson 47-yard line. Still cost a good chunk of yardage, but the Cats are going to have to find a way to make another stand. 2:07 left before halftime, down 14-0. Hancock County takes over after the interception. Franklin Simpson forced 5 turnovers last year in their opening round win over Hancock County. Picked off 3 passes tonight. They're losing that battle 2-0. Bunch formation on the right side. Morris in the gun with a running back to his right hip, one wide receiver left. Takes the snap. He's looking on the left side. It's caught. Screen set up. Again, they go to Jones across the 45, 40. Reached out the ball, trying to get the first down. We'll see where they spot it. Right now, looks like they're going to give him just enough for the first down at the 32-yard line.
And then
there's a flag behind the play.
That's after the play, so it's going to be a dead ball foul on somebody. So the down should stay at the same. And looks like Hancock County's walking back, so we'll see what the call is.
Third catch for Jones, who had the big 53-yard gainer early on. He's up to 76 yards already, and we do get that penalty coming in against Hancock County. Now we'll see where it officially gets spotted at.
And that was big because,
it's after the play. Like you said, if it is after the play, it should still be second down from wherever that is.
And so Franklin Simpson, kind of catches a break because, man, there were some missed tackles on that play, and you're in a bad situation, already, just 47 yards to go to score on this drive, and you can't miss tackles and let them go up 3 scores before halftime.
Hancock now back at their own 48-yard line. Still says first down on the field, so it's a 1st and 15. Trips right again. Morris in the gun. Same formation with that running back to his right. Fakes the handoff. They set up a screen again on that right side. This time Christian Yanez with his first catch of the night. Escapes a tackle inside the 35 and tripped up near the 30. Explosive, smaller guy on this offense, but that's what he does. Only 12 catches coming into this game, but over 200 yards. That time explodes forward to the 31-yard line of Franklin Simpson for a pickup of 21.
Now Riley, the center, is down for Hancock County, so it looks like that backup center, which was number 58, Lucas Anderson, may be coming in there. He's the guy warming up earlier.
Here's the interesting part about that. Anderson is the right guard, so they're going to have to make a sub there. I would not be surprised if they shift to what we saw for them against Grayson County last week. They had some guys missing on the line. Anderson was in his normal spot, but they had number 55, a different Embry, Eli Embry, not Aiden Embry, who we've mentioned on defense. Eli Embry, the junior, played at right tackle in that ball game. I wonder if they slide him in at right tackle, move Roberts, who's out there to guard, or maybe they bring Embry in at guard. It messes a lot with what they want to do offensively, but I guess they did have the luxury going back to that game last week to get some more guys in on that offensive line.
And it looks like 55 Eli Embry is in the offensive huddle, so I assume he'll be the one going in. But you got a different center, which looks like he's played before. And you got to wonder about this snap. What does Franklin Simpson do? Do they send a blitz on this play because you have a different center? You got guys in different positions, or what do you do? What do you draw up on this play?
They've got right now the first down marker is up at the 28. They're going to have to pull that back because the ball is around the 30. You've seen this a couple of times this season. I've been sure to note it when the first down markers are just not lined up with where the ball is. That's happened multiple times this year. Is still down on the field, and now being helped up is that big center, Trey Riley, who again as just a junior, 5'10", 290. He is being helped off the field by two coaches, putting no weight on his left foot. It looked like earlier, like you said, maybe just a cramp. But it appears like it might be more than that. And we'll see now how they line up this line, because Riley, with all the people that were out in that last game, he was one that was in. So we'll see now how they position this line. Eli Embry comes in. They are going to put him at right tackle. And now at right guard is Brooks Roberts, who was at right tackle. So they've switched him. Shotgun formation, high snap, but it's fielded well and thrown downfield by Morris. Right corner, it's dropped, but a flag comes in. That one, of all the questionable calls, that one is the most questionable. There were two people in coverage against Jones who had a chance to come back and get it, and that one, I don't think there was remotely a case for a pass interference there.
Yeah, again, the officials are out of position.
We're watching the replay, and there's nothing.
There's no contact. The officials just are not in position to make these calls, and that is just...
This is when I'm very thankful for Aaron Talley on our stream. He's slowing it down for us. If you're watching on Channel 9, maybe you could argue a grab of the hand. If anything, I think the hand was just extended there. I know we're the Franklin Simpson side, but that was nothing. 1st and 10 ball at the 15-yard line. Snap. Fielded well again by Roberts. He's looking across the middle. It's incomplete. Alford laid the boom, and a flag comes in on the hit. It was incomplete. Lane Alford laid out the receiver. The Hancock County sideline upset. That frustration hit from Lane, and understandably, the ball was thrown high, and because the receiver had to jump up to try to make a play, it exaggerated how hard the hit was a little bit. Again, was targeting Jones underneath.
And yeah, their coach is coming out on the field. Coach Chaney's coming out. The guys are going to the sideline. It's pretty heated down there, and I mean, nobody's to blame but the officials.
And I want to correct it. It wasn't Jones that was getting. He's over here on the sideline. We'll see which receiver it is, but I think a lot of this, and if you've been with us all season long, you know we do not talk officials. That's one thing we do not do. But this situation was caused by the calls that have happened.
Yeah,
now, Franklin Simpson, again, a team with 4 seniors, a young team does not know how to control emotions as much as maybe they should. It is not an excuse as coming out of the game. Thankfully, okay, is Brady Eubanks, the running back, who took the hit. The officials have caused this situation, and they're going to have to be the ones that diffuse this situation.
I try to respect the officials. I mean, I had, one situation this year. I got in a heated argument with an official, and I apologize lator on. But
they call it targeting against Franklin Simpson.
This is getting ridiculous, where you just have phantom calls. Guys, it just literally just not in position to make calls, and they're just throwing the flag, not even running down the field. Not even trying to make the plays. I don't know where these guys are from, where these officials are from, but my goodness, this is just a ridiculous call after ridiculous call.
Ball is spotted between the 7 and the 8-yard line. Regardless of everything going on, if you're Franklin Simpson, there's still a ball game to play. 14-0, you trail it. 1st and goal. Ball inside the 8-yard line. Shotgun formation. Emick, the running back, to the right side of Moore's, 2 wide receivers on each side. They hand it to Emick, cuts up the middle, diving forward, and he scores from 7 yards out.
Yeah, this is just a tough situation. I mean, you got a lot against you, and you're trying to play hard, and these guys, I still think Franklin Simpson, you got a chance in the second half getting this ball, and you got a minute left here. Backs have been against the wall. We've talked about it before, talked about it at Greenwood, talking about it at a lot of other teams. What do you do, and how do you respond?
And on a team with only 4 seniors that are out there playing, who is going to step up and be the leader for this team in this spot? As whistle blows, and here we're going to get a penalty, a procedural penalty against Hancock County before the kick. That should bring it back 5 yards. And had the kick missed earlier on some issues with the snap, we'll see what happens here. Earlier they declined an offside because they wanted to stay in the same spot for the PAT. This is walked back. It'll be at the 15-yard line where it's held. So really a 25-yard kick for this PAT. for Munguia, the freshman kicker that just missed his first kick of the season. Snap is to the right, but it's held and placed well. Kick is up, and this time Munguia able to knock it through. 1:10 left opening half, 21-0. Hancock County leads it here on 92.3 WFKN.
FSHS football is brought to you by the following sponsors. Trent Bedding. If I won't have it in my house, I won't deliver it to yours. McCutcheon Electric for all of your commercial and residential electrical needs. Chandler Beef Co. High quality beef. Franklin First United Methodist Church. To become a sponsor of FSHS Athletics on FS Channel 9, email aaron.talley@simpson.kyschools.us. FSHS football is brought to you by the following.
.110 left in the first half. Franklin Simpson trailing 21-0 at Hancock County. Can the Wildcats rally? Alford fields the squib kick across the 40, cuts up the middle, 45, past midfield, 45-30, 35-30, down the right sideline, 25-20, inside the 15, diving forward inside the 10. Did he score?
Yes.
Touchdown, Wildcats!
That's how you respond. That's it. How are you going to respond? And that's it. Lane Alford. And then you got a flag after the play. That'll be assessed on the kickoff on Hancock County. I hope it's on Hancock County because there wasn't a Franklin Simpson player within sight. Oh, my goodness. What a way to respond.
The Cats return the squib kick.
Oh, what?
The penalty is against Franklin Simpson. They ruled... Or is it on Hancock? They motioned towards Franklin Simpson. Hancock County still thinks it's against them. The official just pointed the side of Franklin Simpson.
Maybe he's pointing to say, okay, it's going to be assessed on the kickoff.
I believe that's what it's going to be. That was a very dramatic point that just had to suck the life out of all of us. Can you give us something, officials? My goodness, let us celebrate a touchdown.
Oh, that is how you respond. My goodness. I mean, you ask who's going to be the senior to show up, and it's Lane Alford on that play. Oh, that's what we needed.
66-yard touchdown return from Alford. 21-6 now the score with the PAT pending. 58 seconds left before halftime. McAllister's kick is up and good. I asked before that last break of a team with only 4 seniors that play, who is going to be the leader that steps up and leads this team back into this ball game? And really it was a rhetorical question because I think everyone that's seen this team this year knows the answer to that is Lane Alford.
Yeah, he's the heart of this team. I know he's, I don't know how vocal he is. I'm sure he's vocal, but, he definitely leads with his play. No doubt about that. He plays hard, offense, defense, aggressive, and sets the tone for this team when they need a big play, and you see it there. A guy that has power and has speed and able to take that kickoff return for a touchdown and break tackles to get in the end zone.
58 seconds left in this opening half. Can Franklin Simpson, as they'll get the penalty assessed here to move things up for the kick, the ball will be kicked off from the Hancock County 45-yard line. So it was a personal foul that happened there against Hancock County. Interesting to see how the Wildcats handle this here.
I mean, yeah, this is a situation where Brody can kick it through the end zone, but do you onside kick and try to get it back again before halftime?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
I'd say they'll kick it through the end zone.
Brody steps up. He tries to hammer this one. Hancock County going to let it go, and it does bounce into the end zone. I don't know how we knew that was going to be the case. It's not like the coaches are up here right beside us motioning that they are not going to try an onside kick, and in fact are going to kick it downfield. Now 58 seconds left. Here's the other side of that equation. If you're Hancock County, you're up 21-7. You got 2 timeouts to work with.
You lost a little momentum, so
what do the Hornets do here?
Do they try to get some momentum back, or do you risk a turnover? I think they're just going to try to run it and run out the clock, but at the same time, Franklin Simpson has 2 timeouts, could get the ball back with a couple seconds left on the clock, not a ton.
If they throw a pass and it falls incomplete, that changes. I would say probably safe to start the drive if they get a big play, go from there. But this is a Hancock County team that averages almost 40 points per game, so it's hard to know what they're going to do in this spot. They always come out in the gun, trips right, 1 wide receiver left.
They're in a pass formation.
Claps now, send his running back into motion. It's a sweep going to the right side. Lane Alford had it covered up, couldn't make the play on Eubanks, who trips past another tackler.
He's tackled out of bounds.
Who gets out of bounds, was short of the 25. We'll see where they spot it at. Wyatt Emick, the running back, the clock stops at 49.5 seconds left, did gain 4, but went out of bounds and stopped the clock.
So, yeah, him getting out of bounds now. Franklin Simpson with 2 timeouts left. They're in play to get the ball back if they choose to. They're still
Second and 6, like you said. It kind of depends on how this play goes.
Yeah, they're still in a prevent defense with several defensive backs, safeties back. No, they're not in a prevent defense. They're ready to play ball.
Trips right again, 1 wide receiver left. Cats don't jump at it. Morris is just going to hand it off to the left side. It's a flea flicker. Back to him. Throwing downfield. Delk in pursuit. They can't get to him. It's Jones. He's caught at the 35, 30, down to the 20-yard line of Franklin Simpson. They go with the flea flicker and hit the big play for a 56-yard gain.
But now he's tackled inbounds, so the clock's going to run, but you just have 40 seconds left. Oh, you got to make a big stop. He bid on that play fake.
Hancock has to let Franklin Simpson substitute here. Cats trying to get off the field. Morris snaps it. The Cats had too many on the field. They don't throw the flag. Throw across the middle is caught anyway at the 11. 10-yard line, spinning inbounds, but stepping out before he did was Jackson Morris. Down to the 5-yard line for a gain of 15. Franklin Simpson should have had too many men on the field there. They didn't throw the flag. And it's a 1st and goal at the 5, and because Morris stepped out, the clock is frozen at 30.5 seconds left in this opening half.
And now they just got 5 yards to go, so it looks like Hancock County's doesn't look like they're in their heavy set. They're in their base offense, so they can run anything.
We'll see if they go with Emick or Eubanks in this spot. Right now they've actually got Kyle Anderson, who we saw in earlier as their bruiser back to the right side of Morris. Takes the snap, hands it off. Anderson up the middle. He's hit at the 5, gets up to the 4, only gets a yard, and Hancock County takes a timeout with 24 seconds left in the quarter.
So they're going to regroup, try to draw up a play. I mean, Hancock County is what I've seen with them on film is they run a shotgun formation. A lot of times you see shotgun, you see a team that just passes, or, you know, they do inside zone run, maybe a sweep here or there, maybe a screen here or there. Hancock County has a very deep playbook, and they run everything really well. So here with just 4 yards to go, I mean, there's about 3.5 yards to go. They have a lot at their disposal, so you got to be ready for everything. A run, you know, a play action. Sometimes, you know, they run a shovel pass. I don't see many teams that run a shovel pass well. They do that. So anything is open right here. Every player has to be disciplined for Franklin Simpson on this defensive play.
We'll see who they line up beside the quarterback, Morris. They've still got Anderson in there, it looks like. He will be the running back to the right side of Morris. 2 wide receivers bunched up on each side of the formation. 2nd and goal at the 4. Morris takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. Franklin Simpson brings pressure. Jump ball. It's caught short of the goal line. Going to be marked maybe at the 4 for no gain.
So does
Hancock County has to take a timeout. If anything, where they spot it, they're going to lose half a yard.
That was a great job by Morris to just get rid of that football. And I don't know if they, it's a timeout. So.
And now they mark it up at the 3-yard line, so they gain a yard. Initially, it was walked back all the way to the 4. So they gain half a yard there.
I think they had forward progress, maybe a forward progress at the 2, but I think Franklin Simpson kind of gets a favorable spot. But great job by the defensive line getting pressure. So here you got 3rd and 3. You got 16 seconds left. I'm sure they're going to take 2 shots right here. I can't imagine them trying to run
No more
the football.
timeouts. If you could hit somebody and bring them down inbounds, you got a good chance to bring this half to an end and escape from this situation.
It all depends on what the formation Hancock County is going to run. I mean, they had everybody bunched just then, and a lot of times you see out routes. You see fades. So it just depends on what formation Hancock County lines up in, what they're going to try to do.
They keep Anderson in as the running back to the left side of Morris. It's the same formation they had last play. 2 receivers bunched up on each side of the line. Morris takes the shotgun snap, looking for Anderson underneath. He is wide open in the flat, and he walks in untouched for a 3-yard touchdown catch.
And so what you do, nobody accounted for the running back, which is very hard to do. A lot of people don't in high school football, and Hancock County throws to their running backs often, and he's able to score on the touchdown.
First touchdown catch of the year for Kyle Anderson on his 7th catch of the season. They went to him down there around the goal line, that time wide open in the flat. And it's 27-7, 12 seconds left in the opening half, pending the PAT for Munguia. Snap is high again, but it's fielded well. Cats got some pressure, can't block it. And the PAT is up and good. We'll stay here, 12 seconds left before halftime. Second touchdown pass for Morris. This one 3 yards to Kyle Anderson. And they are able to take advantage of, again, what felt like not a bad defensive play for Franklin Simpson against that flea flicker. It was just that time a perfect throw from Dylan Morris to Cooper Jones, who now has 2 50-plus yard receptions in this game.
And that's what I'm saying. In Hancock County, their offense is very deep. I mean, they run everything almost to perfection. I don't know how much they practice their offense, but I'd say it's a lot. And these guys are bought in, and they know their jobs and know what they're supposed to do on every single play. And you know, that shows. I mean, they're not the fastest, but they're very disciplined.
Well, Lane, if you'd like to return another one for a touchdown, I don't think anybody would argue with it here.
No,
we'll see where they send this squib kick. They've got Aiden Jones where Kason Himshoot had been on this left side. They've moved Kason over to the right side. 12 seconds left before halftime. You know they're going to squib it. It's just a matter of where. Ball comes down the right side. It's a short one. Jones trying to field it, lost it, dives on it. Who's got the football? Franklin Simpson does. Aiden grabbed it at the 39-yard line, bobbled it, then fell on it. 10 seconds left to work with. We'll see if the Cats try anything or just take this into the half.
So we'll see. You got it. 10 seconds. Maybe they take a shot. I mean, what do you have to lose?
Down 28-7, 10 seconds left before halftime. Ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line after Aiden couldn't control the squib kick. Looks like the Cats are going to kneel this out and take it into halftime, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Does not feel like that should be the margin.
No, it doesn't.
Delk takes the snap, kneels it, and that'll do it for the opening half of play. A fumble, an interception, and a turnover on downs. Combine it with the roughing the punter on a punt that would have set up excellent field position for Franklin Simpson, and it's been Hancock County that has flipped the script from last year when they turned it over 5 times at Franklin in the opening round of the playoffs. They lead it 28-7 here at home in the opening round of the Kentucky State playoffs. We'll step away. When we come back, we get you all the stats from this opening half of play. We'll also discuss what it's going to take for Franklin Simpson to get back into a game that, again, it does not feel like they played a bad game so far, but have not capitalized and have not put points up on the board, which we talked about being so key coming into this ball game. You're listening to Franklin Simpson football, trailing at 28-7 at the half at Hancock County on 92.3 WFKN.
Looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
What makes us special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Halloween is our favorite time of year here at Trent Bedding.
Forget a costume. I'm going all out this year for our Monster Halloween sale all month long. This will change me into the scariest monster you've ever seen.
Whoa, little Trent, don't drink that potion.
That's a little more like it.
You've really done it this time.
That's right. And I'm slashing all our prices.
With select purchases, you can receive a free mattress protector, a free set of sheets, or a free set of pillows. Don't miss our Monster Halloween sale at Trent Bedding.
For a place to connect, grow, and worship, discover Franklin First.
Hey, Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go, Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky. For more than 50 years, McCutcheon Electric has serviced Franklin and the surrounding communities. Wildcats senior Colin Anderson is the grandson of founder Charlie McCutcheon. Just like Colin provides power during the game, you can rely on McCutcheon Electric to light up your life. For all your commercial or residential electrical needs, contact McCutcheon Electric.
Block, tackle, and execute, and it's not been a bad blocking night for Franklin Simpson. We've seen some good tackles. It's been spotty at times, but again, it comes down to execution with those penalties and not being able to convert long drives into points.
Yeah, and it's 28-0 or 28-7. It's not the score that you want to have, and you don't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't feel like Franklin Simpson played bad enough to be down 28-7. Hancock County, I mean, they got a lot to play for. They don't. I'll be honest with you. This is one of their best seasons ever. They're trying to make a run in the playoffs, see who they can play, and getting to the second round's big for them. I mean, again, doesn't happen very often, and they're just excited. This whole town's excited, and they're playing harder on offense, and they're executing, and that's something I just kept talking about over and over. Their offense is just very polished.
Yeah. Very rarely will you see a game, and this is a number that we don't have directly, but we can base it on the plays. Very rarely do you see any game, win or lose, that Franklin Simpson loses the time of possession battle. But in this game, Hancock County not regarding plays run that have been called back by penalties, so it just plays that finished off without a flag. 20 passes, 20 runs. They run 40 total plays in this opening half. Franklin Simpson, just 21 total plays to start this game. Granted, you get the kickoff return for a touchdown, so that kind of limits how many you're able to run. But Hancock County, they've had a couple of explosives. You hear that talked about a lot now in college football and the NFL, getting your explosives. They've had 250-plus yard receptions from Cooper Jones, who has 4 catches for 132 yards. And Dylan Morris, on paper, his numbers look incredible. 17 for 20, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half of this ball game. But if you take away those 250-yard catches, which, you can't do. But if you do, you're looking at 15 completions for 100 yards in this first half for Morris. Outside of those two plays, they haven't had a passing play go for more than 15 yards. And even the 3 incompletions are misleading for him because you've got a trio of, to us, questionable, might be a light word, pass interference calls against Franklin Simpson.
Yeah, and Morris is showing why he's got 6 college offers. I mean, we talk about and we didn't know what we had with this Hancock County team. They have played inferior opponents. They've played pretty bad teams, but they ran up the score on them. The only team that they didn't here recently was Grayson County and Union County, who is, they're up 24-0 on Glasgow, which we thought was a pretty decent team.
And Glasgow played Hartwell.
Yeah, they did. And so Union's just very solid. So this Hancock County team, people had a bunch of questions. We had questions. Our team had questions. They're answering those questions so far with this lead.
I mentioned coming into this game, and I think I've said it multiple times in this broadcast, but I'm going to say it again. The dead horse is dead, but I'm beating it regardless. Multiple turnovers in every loss for Franklin Simpson this year. They've officially got 2. Third one with the turnover on downs. I'm not sure why we don't officially record those as turnovers because they are a turnover. Warren East against Franklin Simpson last week forced 2 fumbles. They had only forced 1 all season before that game. You go back to the Greenwood loss a couple of weeks ago. Franklin Simpson in that game surrendered 2 fumbles. Greenwood had not recovered a fumble all year, and Franklin Simpson coughed it up twice. They give up a fumble here in this game. They throw an interception as well. It's not been a clean game for the Wildcats. The numbers, not fantastic, but it's just one that by the eye test does not feel like a 3-touchdown game. And I bring up Greenwood because very similar to that game, it feels like Franklin Simpson can still make this a game in the second half.
Yeah, you look at this paper, the favorite. I mean, Franklin Simpson was probably the favorite. I mean, just overall, a good team with speed and power and talent. But, again, Hancock's been disciplined, and, you got 2 turnovers. One, there's a desperation throw. One was you were driving the football on your second drive of the game was Franklin Simpson. You're already down 14-0, and then you fumble it inside your 30, and those plays are just detrimental. So I'm sure it's another very spirited halftime talk. So you got to decide when the second half comes about. Are you done? Are you okay with being done with the season, or are you going to put up every effort that you can to see what you can do and go to the next round?
Hancock County only giving up 89 yards per game on the ground this season. Franklin Simpson's already got 86 on 15 carries in this ball game. The run game has been efficient for the Wildcats, averaging almost 6 yards per carry as a team. Lane Alford has had his best game as of recent. I mentioned that 3-game stretch coming into this ball game, averaging just 36 yards per game. He's already got 39 yards on 5 carries. Colin Anderson's been efficient, only 5 carries for 30 yards. And really, again, the Wildcats would be over 100 yards if it were not for the sacks in this ball game. But I remind you of this stat. Franklin Simpson under 5th-year head coach Max Chaney seeking their first road playoff win under Max Chaney, seeking their first opening round road playoff win of the 2000s period. Under Max Chaney, they are 1-17 when rushing for less than 200 yards. And the exception to that was not a close game. It was not a comeback game. It was a blowout of Butler County, where a running clock and 2 kickoff return touchdowns limited Franklin Simpson to 190 yards on almost 10 yards per carry anyways. The Franklin Simpson Wildcats, and we saw it against Greenwood in the second half of that game, it was a balanced attack of the run and the pass to get back into it. We're going to have to strike a balance in the second half, and the offense is going to have to, I'm not even going to say sustain drives. I don't care about that. They're going to have to get in the end zone. It's the same as my halftime speech against Warren East. Franklin Simpson will get yards in the second half.
Yeah.
They've got to find a way to get points.
Yes, points. Points win you games. I mean, that's as simple as whatever team has the most points is going to win, and Franklin Simpson just haven't been able to put the points up. They've got yards. They've been able to move the ball. The offense has looked good for the most part. The turnovers, penalties have been killer. You got to get the ball in the end zone.
And what was our worry coming in? The run offense for Hancock County that's so improved from last year. It's been the same for them as it was against Franklin Simpson last year. They could not run the ball on the Wildcats at all in that playoff game. at Franklin Simpson had 33 yards as a team on 18 attempts. In this opening half, they've already run it more in this game than they did in that game. Already 20 runs, only 34 yards on the ground. This is, and we said it coming in, we felt it was the best passing attack Franklin Simpson has faced this year, and it has been as advertised so far with Dylan Morris in there at quarterback, already 214 yards to lead this Hancock County team to a 28-7 halftime lead over Franklin Simpson. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get you some scores from all across our area, not really the area that we're in right now, up here on the Ohio River in Hancock County, where the Hornets lead at 28-7 at the half here on 92.3 WFKN. All right, is this one?
Looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
What makes us special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Halloween is our favorite time of year here at Trent Bedding.
Forget a costume. I'm going all out this year for our Monster Halloween sale all month long. This will change me into the scariest monster you've ever seen.
Whoa, little Trent, don't drink that potion.
That's a little more like it.
You've really done it this time.
That's right. And I'm slashing all our prices.
With select purchases, you can receive a free mattress protector, a free set of sheets, or a free set of pillows. Don't miss our Monster Halloween sale at Trent Bedding.
Back with you here at Hancock County High School. We're at halftime. The Hornets lead Franklin Simpson 28-7 in front of what we have estimated. The debate rages on whether it's half or a third or whatever the specific number is. It is a large chunk of the population of Hancock County here in attendance. What do you say, about 9,000 people in the county? Looks like we got 3 to 4 packed in here tonight for this game. We said it coming in. It's a historic season for these Hornets. It's the most wins they've had in a season under now 10th-year head coach Bob Eubanks. It's only the 3rd time that they've gotten to host a playoff game under Coach Eubanks, and you can see it in the crowd. You can feel it in the way the players carry themselves. You could see it in the halftime dance break that they had with students of all ages down on the field just dancing together. The excitement is palpable here at Hancock County High School, and their performance in the first half did everything it needed to keep that excitement rolling. Franklin Simpson maybe for a moment had the momentum, but couldn't ever fully swing it in their favor.
No, they couldn't. I mean, they just other than that kickoff return for a touchdown, Hancock County's easily controlled this game. Now Franklin Simpson gets the football back. They have an opportunity. They have an opportunity to answer and do some things, so we'll have to just see what they do.
Winner of this game is expected to go on the road to Hart County next week in their second playoff game. As we take a look at the scores that we have, do we have an update from their game against Hopkins County Central?
At halftime, Hart County is up 50-0, so
that is par for the course.
Yeah, that's been a running
That is
clock.
not a knock on Hopkins County Central. That is how good Hart County is.
Yes. Oh, well, anyway.
It's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. A couple other scores. Darren County's up 28-0, and against McLean County. McCracken County's up 41-6 against Warren Central. Kind of a surprising one. We thought this game would be a little bit closer, but Union County's up 24-0 on Glasgow.
Wow.
Russellville is playing Bethlehem close, just up 20-15. That's a 1-4 first-round matchup, but they're playing that pretty close. Allen County Scottsville was close earlier, but is able to pull away a little bit from Nelson County, 33-14. Warren East and John Hardin are playing very close. John Hardin coached by Doug Preston, and that score is 22-20. Logan County being the 4 seed in their district.
Which was very surprising.
A very good 4 seed. Is up 17-14 at Bardstown. Barely got in the playoffs.
We thought that was Hopkinsville's spot, and really should have been Hopkinsville's spot to get into those playoffs. Warren East lets that game slide against Logan County. Doesn't hurt their seeding. They still get the 3 seed. Lets Logan sneak in, like you said. That's a team that is doing really, not to the extent of possibly winning that game against Union County. That's what we thought Glasgow would be able to do with Union. I looked at that Glasgow team and said, man, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better 4 seed across the playoffs. That was not regarding that Logan County would find a way into the playoffs. That's a tough draw to have to play in the opening round, and they're showing why so far.
There's a lot of people, and I've heard them, why do we have these 1-4 games? Well, this shows you why, because every now and then a 4 seed has a chance to beat a 1 seed. So, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with ticket sales and gate money too for the team that gets the 1 seed. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why you don't just give them money and you play the game.
And we've seen it here at Franklin Simpson. The home team has a distinctive edge in playoff games, and a lot of that is because, more often than not, the seeding gives the home team the advantage. We used to see in the previous format, it was once you got past a certain round, you get into the semifinals, that's kind of random of who's going to be playing where. Franklin Simpson had to go on the road in some of their paths to state championships, despite probably should have hosting all their games along those paths. And when you add it all up, it's a 4-18 record since 2000 for Franklin Simpson in road playoff games. I will say this again, in the 2000s, Franklin Simpson has not won in the opening round on the road. 0-6 coming into this game. They trail at 28-7 as we get set to start the second half of play. Wildcats will get the ball first. They've got this left side loaded up. That's where the squib kicks have been coming. And Lane Alford, who got the only touchdown of the game on a 64-yard touchdown return, he set in the spot where normally these have been kicked to. They're flipping him and Aiden Jones back and forth to try to make sure it's Lane, you would think, that gets this football. Just trying to read what Hancock County's going to do here. Aiden was the recipient of the last one, bobbled it, and then fell on it before the half. They try to kick it to Aiden. It's going to be short of him, and sliding in and recovering it is the freshman Nathan Ray, just making a heads-up play to go back there and grab it.
Yeah, he saw it go over Killian Thompson's head. And
I don't know that it was going to get to Aiden.
Yeah, he just made sure they got the football. You can't score without the football, so great job to get on that puppy and give Franklin Simpson a chance. 63 yards to go.
Just 93 yards of offense in that opening half, but again, only got to run 21 plays officially. Had the interception and the fumble on what was not a forced fumble. It was just a drop snap. We'd have to go back and look to see if that was on the exchange, quarterback center, whatever it may be. Cats got to find a way to answer here on their first drive of the second half. Delk under center here, pitches it outside. Anderson on the right side, hesitates, tries to get the edge, cuts upfield, is hit hard at the line of scrimmage, and is able to lean the shoulder up for a gain of 1.
And so you said in the pregame, and I don't think we did it very much. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to run the football outside. You got to run the football outside, so this may be a great game for Colin Anderson. Able to get it out there on the pitch on that one, but Hancock County answered, and they were able to set the edge and have guys flowing and have guys in position to make a play.
Just his 6th carry tonight for 31 yards now, coming off of a season high on the ground against Warren East with 122 yards. Man comes into motion here. They hand it off to Alford. Was going left, cuts at the middle. 40, 45, runs over a man and gets to midfield. 12-yard gainer to move the chains.
And that play was so good, just off the left tackle, off the right tackle in the first half. Kind of got away from it a little bit when you have to get away from it whenever you're in 3rd and long and you have penalties to disrupt you. I mean, that's a first, second down play, and it's been successful. Hopefully, without penalties, Franklin Simpson will be able to continue to run plays such as that.
Ball spotted closer to the Hancock County 49-yard line. 1st and 10 there, a minute into the second half. Delk drops back, gets a throw all the way. Looking deep, left side, one-on-one. Perry goes up, lost it. there was contact before it got there. I'm going to hold my tongue at that part because we saw calls for much less in the first half. And really, you could argue either way. Should it have been a call? I'm not saying it should have been. I'm just saying we got those in the first half with less.
One thing that you got to know about high school football, though, is that the side judge and the line judge, the guys on the side of the field, change sides at halftime. So this is a different official. The official that called a bunch of pass interference penalties is on the other side of the field.
He was on the left side for Franklin Simpson the first half. He's now on the right. Good observation. Anderson up the middle, slips past the tackler. 45, gets down to the 41-yard line for a gain of 8, and it's about 3rd and a yard and a half here. That a really good point on the official because we did see all of those called on the same side of the field, and Hancock kept going to that same side of the field.
So maybe that's that's maybe something. A lot of times you don't game plan. You never game plan for officials. I never knew, and I don't think you really know who's going to be your officials till you get there. I don't know if there's a way to know before. I know NFL they game plan for officials, but in this second half, that side, that guy's the one that's calling them. So maybe that's what you do.
Anderson is wide right here. Delk is going to keep it himself. We'll see where they spot it. He needed a couple yards, got a couple yards. He's at the 39-yard line. The official hesitated. Now he moves the chains, and Franklin Simpson picks up the first down and keeps this drive going to the 39 of Hancock County.
So able to great job to move the chains, get the first down, and keep the momentum going on this drive. I want this to be a clean drive.
And don't want it to be like the opening drive against Hart County, where Franklin used half of that third quarter but couldn't get points. I formation. Handoff Anderson going left, cuts up the middle, tries to get outside right, slipped up, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped for a loss back at the 40.
And against other teams, Colin may have that cut back, but in a team, as we talk about, that is so good at swarm, and they're the Hornets, so the swarm tackling and gang tackling, that cut is not successful for Colin.
Ball just inside the left hash at the 40-yard line. 9:15 left in taking in this third quarter. 28-7 ball game. Franklin Simpson trails by 3 touchdowns. It's a 2nd and 11. Delk under center, wing T formation, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw, pumps once, throws across the middle, it's off the hands and incomplete. Was trying to hit Groves around the 25-yard line. It sat in that coverage, had some space, throw was maybe a little off, hit the hands though, and it falls incomplete.
And Brady, he had plenty of time. He's able to step up in that pocket and put that ball on a rope, put in, looked like a laser right there, but just a little bit off. I don't know if there's miscommunication or what, but that should have been one that was completed.
Regardless, it's a 3rd and 11 now at the 40-yard line. The drive is stalled for Franklin Simpson. Can they kick it back into gear here? Need 11 to move the chains down to the 29-yard line. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left out of the I formation. It's a handoff up the middle. McPherson driving forward, gets to the 36. They may give him the 35. Safe play there on 3rd and long, knowing that you're in 4-down territory. Picks up 4. They need 7 here on a huge 4th down with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Here you go, big play on this 4th down and 7. What are they going to draw up? You'd almost guarantee it's a pass. Are you going to do a quick slant? Are you going to try to do a fade? Or are you going to try to throw it on that side?
Do you throw one up on the right side where that official is? Kaysen's the only receiver out there, and he's on that side of the field. Anderson's tucked on the left side, I formation. They fake it up the middle. Go to McPherson, second man through, past the 30. 25, and he's knocked up there. Franklin Simpson keeps it on the ground, and they pick up 11 with McPherson catching Hancock County off guard there.
Yeah, great job. And again, the play fakes are detrimental, and they're the Achilles heel for Hancock County. Franklin Simpson takes advantage of it. Blake McPherson playing a gutsy game. He's hobbling, he's injured, he's limping back to the huddle, and I think if he's full speed, he may break that tackle and go for the touchdown, but he's able to get the first down on a gutsy run.
And there was interesting. They let the edge through, and he just overcommitted, ran past the play. Play action here on 1st down. Delk rolling to his right. Nothing immediately, tries to fire one into coverage, and it's nearly intercepted by Sharon, who's got those 2 interception return touchdowns. That time Brady just trusted the arm a little bit too much, tried to force it into a tight window. Very similar to an interception that Brady had earlier this season. Believe it was against Glasgow. Quarterback caught trying to throw into a tight window. Brady was able to jump in front of it and nearly got a dose of his own medicine there.
He's got to calm down. He's got to know, okay, you don't have to make every play. I know you're down 28-7, but if you try to do too much and make a play that's not there and get a turnover, you're going to be down more. Make the play when it's open and available. Use your legs. I don't think he's running the football enough.
Back under center, fakes a handoff to Alford. Middle of the pocket, throws it across the middle of the field. It's high and it's incomplete. Trying to go for Groves. Again, hit the hands on a leaping attempt, but couldn't haul it in and came down frustrated. Hard to tell if with himself, with the throw. Got to assume that one with himself. Kaysen has grown more and more reliable as the year has gone on. He's had a couple hit his hands today, unable to reel him in.
So, yeah, he's just let that one get away from him. I think he's trying to throw it in there too hard, and it's high, and you got a guy wide open. You got to make sure he gets the football, even if you got to put a little touch on it.
I formation again. 3rd and 10 at the 25-yard line. 8:03 left, third quarter. Delk takes the snap, hands it off. They go to McPherson again. This time picks up 3 running left, and it's going to be 4th and 7.
So Blake just kind of a counter out of the I formation, and you don't get much. And here we're in this situation where a lot of time's coming off the clock, and here you're in another 4th down. And
boy, it is scarily similar to that Hart County opening drive of the second half.
You got to get a score. You got to get a score here. I mean, this is a big play. 4th and 7.
Franklin Simpson was down 3 touchdowns at the break, drove down the field, ate up half the third quarter, turned it over on downs around the goal line. Here at 4th and 7 at the 22-yard line of Hancock County. Delp, play action, stands in the pocket, throws across the middle. This one's caught just short of the 5-yard line. Franklin Simpson able to move the chains and keep the drive alive. That time, Groves able to reel it in.
Oh, my goodness. How many times? I mean, that's, I think, the 3rd time we've thrown the football over the middle. And when it matters the most, he's able to come down with a catch. Oh, my goodness. Making me nervous up here.
Now, there the only issue is Kaysen ran backwards quite a bit with it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to mess around and
went all the way back to the 14-yard
line.
line. Still was able to move the chains, but barely. Delk fakes it up the middle, gives it off to McPherson. Able to drive up near the 10. They'll give him the 11 for a gain of 3.
And this is now the 14th play on this drive. No team has had a drive more than 11 so far. And
even here, it's playing into Hancock's hands a little bit. How much do you force the issue?
I mean, you're running a lot of time off this clock. So, Franklin Simpson's got to look to get that ball in the end zone.
2nd and 7, ball at the 11. Really wedged directly between the 10 and 11, right in the middle of the field. 6:20 left, third quarter. Delk sends McPherson into motion. Alford up the middle, bounces off a tackler, drives down to the 5. Needed 7 for a first down and got 6, so it's 3rd and short.
Good job by Lane. Just had a guy right in the hole, but with Lane and how hard he's able to run the football, he makes guys miss. And just people don't want to tackle him, and it's just a good, hard runner.
Sets up a 3rd and 1. Ball still in the middle of the field, a bit off to the right. Inside 6 minutes left in this third quarter. You need a yard. You really need a touchdown. Delk is going to keep it himself up the middle. He's got the first down based off the spot. Needed to get to the 4. They give him the 3. So the drive stays alive. What was that, play number 17 of the drive?
16 is what I have.
Well, we're getting to 17. My goodness.
This will be play 17. And, again, you're inside the 5. You're at the 3. You got to score. You got to score, and you got to make sure this is a good, hard drive, but you got to punch it in.
Delk under center. Fakes to Jones. Goes to Lane. Bounces outside. Lost the football. Able to get on it and score. Lost the ball. Got it back in the end zone. Goes from disaster to touchdown. And the drive is paid off with pay dirt.
Some balls bounce your way. That was one. I think it bounced the other team's way, but Lane still
that thing ricocheted off about 7 or 8 yards to Lane's right. Lost it at the hash. It nearly got out of bounds. And Lane was able to chase it down and recover it for a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
McAllister's PAT is up and good. Career touchdown number 31 for Lane Alford. I'll leave it up to anybody if you want to call it a rushing touchdown or a fumble recovery. Doesn't matter to me. It's 7 for Franklin Simpson. The lead cut to 14. 5:15 left, third quarter, 28-14. Hancock County leads it over Franklin Simpson here on 92.3 WFKN.
Special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Lane Alford recovers his own fumble for a touchdown to get Franklin Simpson on the board and cap off a nearly 7-minute drive to start the third quarter, but Hancock County quickly getting the momentum back with a kickoff return up to their own 49-yard line. Unsurprisingly, it's Cooper Jones making the play. He has been the player of the game for Hancock County. 4 catches, 132 yards to go along with an interception on the defensive side of the ball. And now Franklin Simpson, they were able to score, ate up all that time. Now 5:02 left third quarter. That was the only drive of the third quarter so far. They get the touchdown. Now have to find a way to slow down a Hancock County offense that had nearly 250 yards of offense in the first half.
And so, yeah, now you're in a situation or you got to look to get a fumble or something. Hancock County's going to try to run it, and they've had a lot of success, so you got to get a break, go your way.
It's a handoff going left. Trying to get outside as Gillespie gets across the 40. They're going to mark it, or across the 45, rather. They mark it at the 44-yard line for a gain of 7.
And after that long offensive run, you got some guys in there subbing. You got Caden Bennett who's gassing, going off for a couple breaks, and you got Cole Alford coming in. You got Nathan Ray playing outside linebacker for Colin Anderson, who's played a lot this game, and see if these young guys can step up and make a play for Franklin Simpson where they need it the most.
Hancock in the split back formation with an up back on the right side. They hand it going right to the 42, bouncing up to the 41-yard line, but there's a flag in the backfield. Eubanks would have had the first down. Flag behind the play, back at midfield.
And when you have a run to the outside and there's a flag, most of the time it's a hold, and that's what it is. And that's very big because Hancock County almost had a first down.
I think they would have with Eubanks as he was able to surge up and pick up the yards. They don't have the fastest backs, but they're big. Eubanks listed at 6'2", 190. They pull this back, trying to see where they've got the ball at. It's at the 46-yard line of Hancock County. So instead of a first down, it's now 2nd and 13 after the penalty. We'll see if they throw for the first time this half. Still in that running formation with a split back, and this time the up back on the left side. Trying to get the Cats to jump. They don't. They send a man into motion. That's Gillespie. Fake it to him running left. It's a pass. Well defended early on. Morris tries to drop it off underneath. It's caught but out of bounds. Tried to go on the sideline at the Franklin Simpson 47-yard line to Jackson Morris, who the Cats have done a good job of keeping in check. 5 catches, only 32 yards that time. Could not get the foot down inbounds, and it's 3rd and long.
He's able to make a good the linebackers were flowing. You had some guys that looked like they were open, but at the last minute they were able to get there, able to get pressure on the quarterback as well, which was very important. Now, in this 3rd and long, Hancock County is in a must-pass situation. So, Franklin Simpson, you got to stay disciplined. You got some of these other guys coming back in after getting their breaks, and they're ready to go.
And if you're on that far side of the field, the left side for the players on offense, right side on defense, you avoid contact on a deep ball. That's Zay Hampton, the corner. 3rd and 13 at the 46-yard line.
Movement.
Hancock County moved early, and the flag does come in. That's got to be a false start.
It's our buddy over there. And, man, he's got to have a titanium arm. He'll probably need surgery after throwing that football, that flag that much.
It'll be 3rd and 18 after the false start. Walk it back to the Hancock County 41-yard line. And, again, my chief concern here is, and I mentioned it, Xavier Hampton is going to be the corner isolated over there. If they only have one receiver on the offense's left side, the right side of the defense. They had Cooper Jones over there. We'll see if they put him or Jackson Morris on that side of the field. If there's a jump ball thrown that way, it's really tough to play like this as a defender. And I don't know how much you say this to your guys, but that's been the side they throw the flags. Here they've got a bunch formation, 2 wide receivers close to the line on each side. Morris takes the snap on 3rd and 18. Flushed out, trying to run with it. Gets away from a tackler in the backfield, looking downfield. Drops it off underneath, but it's incomplete, short of the receiver. Would have been well short of a first down anyways, and the Cats make a stand.
Yeah, it looked like, Hancock County was kind of scrambling on that play. Why do you have a bunch formation? A bunch formation is for short passes, a fade. It's for a crossing route when you need 4 or 5 yards. And now Hancock County has to punt on 4th and long, and their punt is abysmal too. With just 3 down linemen, are they going to – I hope Franklin Simpson sends pressure and is able to get – now it looks like Hancock County has a different formation.
Franklin Simpson earlier, we thought blocked a punt. The officials ruled that Lane Alford didn't touch it and called a roughing the punter that still has molded this game, because it would have set Franklin Simpson up with great field position. Instead, led to a Hancock County touchdown. This one, a good punt. He kicks it off the back of his own man. Franklin Simpson recovers it at the 45-yard line of Hancock County, and it's run up to the 40.
Hey, you need a break? That's it.
He kicked it off the back of his up man.
Hancock County, the way they're coming out on that drive, you would have thought they would have already won and they were in Hart County already for next week. Franklin Simpson, they're not quitting this drive. You got to score a little bit quicker than you did on that last one. You're down 2 touchdowns. You got to get ready to go.
You've seen the butt fumble. That was the butt punt.
There you go.
I said back. It was back end. 1st and 10 at the 40 of Hancock County. Ball on the right hash. Franklin Simpson took nearly 7 minutes off the clock. Almost 20 plays to score on the last drive. Lane Alford fumbled it and recovered it in the end zone. Barely had the ball before he fell on it. Delk sends McPherson into motion. Hands to Lane. Running right. Trying to get outside. Escapes the tackle. 2 flags come in. That's going to be a hold on the far side. Lane had a first down to the 30. But that's going to be a holdout there. They get Jackson Crafton, who gets up. He's pleading with the officials to no avail. And we said this. It applied to the pass interferences, but I think it applies on offense as well, that one side of the field each half has gotten the flags, and that was the side that it's been.
Yeah, and it's a holding penalty, and it's very detrimental, and you almost have to just game plan to where you don't you don't run outside to that side. You got to run to the left side. That's almost what you have to do.
Ball comes back to midfield. 1st and 20 there on the right hash. 3:10 left in the third quarter. Franklin Simpson was able to make a stand on defense. Can the offense take advantage? Now pinned backwards because of the penalty. It's 1st and 20. Delk will be under center. The wings and the wing team. McPherson on the left, Anderson on the right. Alford flanked off left. They pitch it to him. Back to Delk. It's the flea flicker. He's got Groves downfield. Hit as he throws. Instead goes Anderson right side. Caught at the 10. Down inside the 5. And the Cats have first and goal. Groves had him beat. Looked him off. Goes to Anderson on the right. There's the big play we have been waiting for in this game.
That's the same play that they ran in the first half, and we're saying
and Colin was wide open.
Colin was wide open, and you threw it into double coverage. Now Colin looks hurt. Hopefully it's just a cramp or something, but what a catch, what a play whenever you needed it. Oh my goodness. And throwing to the right guy, that had to have been a halftime adjustment where you saw that play. They were able to see it on the iPad or whatever they were able to see it on, and you got to look, that guy is wide open. Throw to him. Hancock County's not changing their defense. They're not going to change that play. Brady threw it to the right guy and got it for a first down inside the 5.
46 yards to Anderson. 10 catches for 301 coming into the game. He's top 5 in the class in yards per catch. His 7 touchdowns, the most that we have seen at Franklin Simpson since a certain Leo Stutzman was able to match that total of 7 for a Franklin Simpson offense that is on the verge, about halfway of what they need in this game, just over it, of having their first 1,000-yard passer since Jackson Cottle in 2016. Already the most passing touchdowns for a Franklin Simpson quarterback since Rylan Thomas back in 2017. Brady with 12 coming into tonight. Rylan had 14. Could use a touchdown from anybody in any form here to make this a one-score ball game as we're back underway. First and goal at the 4. Delk hands it off. Left side, Jones churning.
They call him down.
One marks him down. The other official on the near side signaled for a touchdown. What's the ruling? The official on the left signaled touchdown. The official on the right marking it down on the 1. They're discussing. There were different calls. Franklin Simpson pointing to the official on the left who signaled for a touchdown. And they're going to spot this, I believe, just short of the goal line. And now the official from the left coming in, he signaled for a touchdown. There were different calls from each side.
All right, well.
The officials still huddled up at the 1 yard discussing this.
Hey, this is a good opportunity to rest anyway. I'm not mad at it. Just it's an extra timeout. You're able to think about a play. You're 1 yard away. You don't do anything stupid. You can do I don't know if I'm supposed to say stupid or not, but I'm getting into this game. You can do a quarterback sneak. You can do a fullback run up.
There are a lot of words you can't say on the radio. Stupid is one that you can get away with.
All right.
And we're watching it back here. It looks like off the replay should have been a score.
It's a touchdown. They called a touchdown.
And now everybody huddled up like it wasn't. We were watching the replay. That's the right call. Franklin Simpson able to strike. The Wildcats get in. The 4-yard touchdown run. Aiden Jones took and just drove.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a game. What a game. So many exciting plays.
It was close. I'm watching it back over here on Coach's iPad. He was showing it to me. He was able to turn just enough to get the touchdown. McAllister's PAT is up and good. Aiden Jones with touchdowns in back-to-back games. He's got 9 on the season. My goodness, what a sophomore year from him. And the Cats have cut it to a 1-touchdown game with 2:36 left in the third. Getting started here on 92.3 WF. Would you believe it? The kickoff after the Franklin Simpson touchdown to make it a 7-point ball game. We'll get a holding call. It's going to be against Hancock County, it looks like, on the kick return. Would have been a pretty good one out to around the 37 or 38-yard line. It's going to come back by penalty. Again, from that same side of the field, if you're just joining us, for the offense of Hancock County, from us here in the press box, it's the far side of the field. That might be the easiest way to say it. For Hancock County, it's their left. For Franklin Simpson, it's their right. That's where all the flags are coming from. That's where that one came from. It's a hold against Hancock County as Franklin Simpson just cut it to a 1-touchdown game from a 4-yard touchdown run from Aiden Jones. And now after the penalty, Hancock County will start at their own 16-yard line, 2:28 left in this third quarter. They've got the running formation here again. Let's see if they just run the same offense. It's going to be a run up the middle again. Franklin Simpson all over it initially. That big Hancock County line, though, pushing forward across the 20. And they're going to spot at the 21-yard line for a gain of 5.
And that's a good gain for, there's a bad snap. Again, you got a backup center in there, and that messes up the timing on offense for Hancock County. But still, with that big offensive line getting behind their runner and able to push them, now Hancock County's trying to speed it up and catch the Wildcats on their heels.
Split back formation up back to the right side, 2nd and 5. High snap fielded well by Morris. They go up the middle again, initially stuffed up. Bennett there to push it backwards, and the Cats stop that one. They maybe get a yard, but it's going to be 3rd and about 4.
The Cats have been woken up. They are ready to go this second half. They're tackling much better than they did the first half. He had a guy look like he whiffed, but Caden Bennett got in there and put him down on his back.
3rd They've got 5 on the scoreboard. They need to get to the 26.5-yard line. Ball's at the 22. Minute 15 left, third quarter. Shotgun formation, flag comes in. There was movement on the line.
So, again.
But did Franklin Simpson, who moved first? The Cats are clapping. It looks like it's going to be on Hancock. It is.
It is against Hancock County. And Morris, I mean, as I said, he is really good at getting teams to jump off sides. But at the same time, Hancock County's not in their right mind right now. They don't know what to think. They went into halftime 28-7, had a dance party on the field that was like none other, and they're not focused right now. And so they jump off, they get a false start.
3rd and 8, bunch formation on the right side with 3 receivers. Morris takes the snap. It's a handoff, flea flicker right back to him, looking outside, 2 receivers in the area. It's broken up. It's broken up. There to make the play for Franklin Simpson. Oh, is it good to see Cole Alford back on the football field.
And he gets a slap in the back from his brother Lane after making that play. He's here to play and able to break that up. Again, much different than second half. That flea flicker in the first half went for a big gain. Now Cole Alford was there to break it up, and Hancock County has to punt again.
And how about this? In the first half, Morris 17 for 20, 214 yards. In the second half, with 1:01 left in the third quarter, 0 for 3. And here Hancock County's going to have to punt. They've had 1 block, kicked 1 off the back of the up man. This one booted away. Fairly good. It's going to take its first bounce at about the 45 of Hancock. Franklin Simpson trying to recover it, and they lost it. And they lost it. Ball still being fought for. The officials coming in to clear up whose ball it is. It's Hancock County. Zay Hampton tried to go up and take it away, and a crowd couldn't control it, and Hancock County catches a break.
So in that situation, you got some young guys that are in there trying to make some plays. You got some guys that are just gas going both ways, and then you make that play after making such a good play on that third down, and then you all you had to do is get away from the football. It's not a good play for a young guy.
3rd turnover of the game, 4 if you include the turnover on downs. Hancock County with new life at their own 44-yard line. Miscommunication in the backfield. Morris wrapped up. He's going to be dropped to the 39-yard line. The Cats take advantage of the busted play. Their first is Jackson Crafton. Boy, he's fired up.
And there, yeah, again, Hancock County, they're not focused. This third quarter is as good as the first quarter as they had, and how polished that they were. It is the exact opposite the second half. Franklin Simpson has all the momentum. They got to keep it going. I mean, they're still down a touchdown. Hancock County has another play that they can run in this third quarter.
4-second difference between the play clock and the game clock, which is now at 15 seconds. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. 2nd and 15. Morris in the gun, taking his time, and that's going to be a false start. The receiver on the far left side, that's Braden Morris, took off before the play. And I've seen that a couple of times. I've noted it. Those receivers tend to move a little early. That time, he was on the side of the field where the flags have come from, and they're going to get you every single time.
I thought the back in the backfield moved a little bit early, just anticipating the snap, knowing the snap count, and here you're in 2nd and very long. The clock's running. I'm not so sure that Hancock County just doesn't try to run this out for the quarter.
Morris might try to get Franklin Simpson to jump. Claps once, that'll do it. Third quarter is all Franklin Simpson. They score twice, but muff a punt and give Hancock County a little bit of momentum. But the Wildcats have made it a ball game as we head into the fourth quarter. Hancock
Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go Cats!
High School. The Hornets have it with a 2nd and 20 at their own 34-yard line, leading 28-21. Morris takes the snap, sets up a quick pass on the far side. It's caught. Jones, his jersey was held onto, able to get away, but only gets up to the 39-yard line for a gain of 5. It's going to be 3rd and long.
And Lane was able to just get a hand on him, and that's what you had to do to slow him down. And it looks like Jacob Spears is down and maybe cramp. It doesn't look like anything too serious.
Seen a surprising amount of cramps in this game.
Yeah, I mean, for a game where it's this cool, but you got guys that are going both ways for Franklin Simpson, more than Hancock County, but hopefully it's nothing more than that, but he'll have to come off at least a play that'll be on this 3rd and 15.
First completion of the half for Dylan Morris, who had 214 yards, going 17 for 20 with 3 touchdowns in the opening half. And that was the first catch of the half for Cooper Jones, who had 4 for $132 in the first half with a touchdown to go along with that, and was nearly a play made in the backfield. Broken tackle, but a great job from Lane there of just holding on to the jersey and refusing to let go. And here a massive 3rd and 15. Hancock County at their own 39-yard line as Spears is helped up. He's going to walk off under his own power, actually jogs over to the bench. Big play here for this Franklin Simpson defense. Had made a stop. Hancock bailed out by the muffed punt. Can the Wildcats do it again?
Now here you're 3rd and 15. You got to, Hancock County is one-dimensional. They're going to have to throw. Looks like the quarterback's talking to number 13. I keep my eye on him. Yanez, he is
made
quick
a big play
guy.
Earlier. Only 1 catch, but 21 yards on a little underneath hitter.
See if he's going on the screen. He's alone over here on the left side, so I doubt he's doing anything.
Trips right, Yanez on the left side. 4-down lineman for Franklin Simpson. Morris gets the snap. He's pressured. Steps up. Will he look to run? No. Keeps it behind the line of scrimmage. Dumps it off on the right sideline at the last moment. One-on-one tackle. Gang tackle now at the 50-yard line. The Cats make the stop. It's 4th and 4.
And as much as we talk about these young guys, Nathan Ray, as a freshman, not really played a lot on defense. As the season went on, I saw him getting in on special teams, on kickoff return, and now here in playoff football as a freshman making a play.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and 5, really closer to 4th and 4. Trips right, wanted to get Franklin Simpson to jump. Now Coach Eubanks gets his play call in. 15 seconds on the play clock. 3 wide receivers on the right, 1 left. Morris trying to get the Cats to jump again. They don't. 10 seconds on the play clock, and Coach Eubanks and Hancock County take a timeout.
Good discipline. I mean, he got Franklin Simpson to jump a little bit in the first half. Didn't on that one.
For more than 50 years, McCutcheon Electric has serviced Franklin and the surrounding communities. Wildcat senior Colin Anderson is the grandson of founder Charlie McCutcheon. Just like Colin provides power during the game, you can rely on McCutcheon Electric to light up your life. For all your commercial or residential electrical needs, contact McCutcheon Electric.
Because they didn't have their quarterback. They have not had many situations. Really, had to go all the way back to the season opener with John Harden, where it was a battle all throughout the game. And this is not a team that, by design, by scheme, is built to play with a lead that they're just trying to sustain in the second half of a game. And now they find themselves in a big 4th and 4 for both sides at their own 49-yard line. They do, the way they've got the marker up there, it is closer to 5. They need to get to the 46 of Franklin Simpson. 1 wide receiver each way, and actually they're going to punt this, and they punt it out of a normal formation. It's a good punt, trying to play field position, bounce at the 25 down to the 20, going to keep rolling to the Hancock County 15-yard line. Came out, showed like they might try to go for it. They spread out, choose to punt it, and it's a really good one. By far the best punt we've seen. A gamble really for Hancock County there, I think, to try and punt it, but it works out, and Franklin Simpson will start pinned inside their own 15-yard line, but with 10:50 left in the ball game, they only trail it by a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this is a big drive again. Franklin Simpson's had a lot more offensive success this second half. You got to keep it going. You got 10 minutes and 50 seconds left. You're down 28-21. You got to get the ball in the end zone on this drive. You got to have a good drive.
They've got it marked at the 13-yard line. Wing T. Left side offer bursts through a hole. He's past the 20. The line of gain was between the 23 and the 24. He's got, it looks like, the 24 for an 11-yard gain and a first down. The chains now move. One person on each set of chains was trying to move them. They haven't moved yet. And now they finally move for the first down. Made us wait for it.
And Lane's had a really good game just running consistently off those tackles because, I mean, that's what the defense is giving you.
Yep.
You got 3 defensive tackles, 3 defensive linemen, but most of them are inside the tackles.
I formation. McPherson, the halfback. They give it to him off the fake across the 30. Gets to the 35-yard line for another first down.
And that was a great run by Blake. And, again, he's playing hurt. He's playing injured. But that run, I mean, looked like he was full speed through that hole. And he limps back to the huddle. But, man, and what a gutsy game he's having. Just the spell guys. I mean, you know, you got Colin and you got Lane, and sometimes you give it to Aiden, but, you know, those are your 2 main guys, and they're playing mostly defense. And, you know, Blake's just in there at least in this game to give those guys a break.
49 yards tonight. He's 30 short of 2,000 for his careers. Here they try to go Alford on the left side, and he's stoned for no gain.
So that was just right up the middle, and not the outside run, just a whole inside trying to catch Hancock County off guard, but they were there and able to get a stop.
2nd and 10, Franklin Simpson at their own 35-yard line. They've dug themselves out of the hole, started inside their own 15, 9:35 left and ticking in the ball game, trailing at 28-21. It's been all Cats in the second half. We're down 28-7 at halftime. Long, sustained drive, then got set up with a short drive after a bad punt, and we're able to capitalize both times. Delk under center, drops back. He's looking to throw immediately. Coming near side, down the sideline. Groves tries to dive and make the play, but it's overthrown.
Just overthrown, and you gave him a chance to get the football, but he had a guy beat, but not able to come down with it. Now you're in a 3rd and 10 situation where you almost have to pass again. But, I mean, you're in 4-down territory here being in the 4th quarter.
My mind had drifted to Brody Perry, who I saw on the sideline talking to one of coaches before the play. Kaysen's got an 8-yard catch, 46-yard catch for Colin Anderson in this game. Brody had a catch in 3 straight games before the Warren East loss last week. He's back in at receiver on the left side here on a 3rd and 10. Delk fakes the handoff up the middle, goes Anderson outside trying to cut upfield, but he's dropped in the backfield for a 3-yard loss.
Now you're trying to catch Hancock County off guard with a play fake and then running it, but they were at home, and now it looks like Franklin Simpson's going to have to punt.
And they're going to put it back on the back of the defense, who has been so good in this second half.
I think Hancock County's had 5 come off and 6 go on. I think they got too many on the field.
I'll let you do the math on it. No flag. We'll see if on the snap they throw it. Tyler's got it noted that they've got 12 on the field. He's letting Coach know as the punt gets down to the 37-yard line of Hancock County. The Franklin Simpson coaches are trying to tell the officials that there were 12 men on the field. None of them are even looking to the Franklin Simpson bench, and they're going to miss the call.
So, yeah, that's something you got to notice. I mean, this guy on the sideline, you got to notice, hey, there's 5 that go on and 5 that come off and 6 that go on. Yeah, there's 12 out there.
Franklin Simpson on the bench. The coaches were trying to get the attention of the officials. They never looked that way.
But that's one you got to know it. You got to know it before the play starts.
Yeah, that's once the on the official. They can track that, like you said, with who's coming in and who's going out.
Once the play started, you can't really track it too well.
But Hancock takes over at their own 37, up by a touchdown. 8:22 left in the ballgame. Heavy formation here with 3 backs, the left side of the quarterback. They're going to keep it going over to the left side across the 40 up to the 41-yard line on a keeper for 4 yards.
And Hancock County's this drive, they're going to just try to milk it as much as they can.
Eubanks was the one in there at quarterback. It's a Wildcat formation, but it's hard to call it a Wildcat when he was the one that played quarterback for them against Grayson County. Granted, ran it 19 times out of the quarterback spot in that ball game. We'll see if they stick with that here. Looks like it will be the case. Morris is still down there on the sideline. Now, Eubanks threw it a few times, but they've got 3 upbacks on the right side of the line, a tight end over there as well. As the Cats crowd the line here, Eubanks takes the snap, runs up the middle, has a hole up to the 45, 2 yards short of the first down.
And so, yeah, Hancock County's just going to try to milk this clock, this drive, run it every play. They're not trying to score. I mean,
and Coach Eubanks is now sending Dylan Morris back in, only needing 2 yards. Do they go to the tush push? We'll see if he lines up under center. He does. He's going to keep it himself here. They need 2 yards. Franklin's got to surge up the middle. Morris dropped the snap.
Got it.
He dropped it, got it right back, but only got to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't even take it.
He didn't go anywhere.
Step.
Goes for no gain, and it's 4th and 2, 45-yard line, Hancock County in their own territory. Coach Eubanks thinking on it. Are they going to go for it here?
Yeah, they're going for it. Looked like they were thinking about punting, but they're going for it. Now, out of this heavy set, they do have a couple plays where they can pass or the roll out, but I don't know if they do that here. They just try to run up the middle again.
Morris under center. He's directing traffic, trying to move his guys around. 6:15 left in the ball game. 4th and 2. And Coach Eubanks going to have to take a timeout. Morris was trying to get everybody lined up. It looked like they were going to try something there. Could not get his guys where they needed to be.
Yeah, so this is a big play on 4th and 2. And, Hancock County's going to try to go for it. But at the same time, if they don't get this, Franklin Simpson's going to have the football in really good field position. But Franklin Simpson, you got to know that you got to stop. Now, Franklin Simpson with this timeout, they're able to counter. Do they put some heavier guys in there, some fresh players, and are they able to to counter this heavy set, which I'm sure that Hancock County is going to try to do. Now, some of the plays that they have a pass out of this heavy set that I've seen them run a time or two just to throw everybody off. But it looks like Morris is coming out.
I think they're going to punt it.
Oh, goodness.
They've got Eubanks back there as though he's going to punt it. You got to be on high alert here. You got to be on high alert. They run tricky formations to punt anyway. Now they bring up multiple guys to the line. Eubanks is the punter. Up back, standing at the 40-yard line. Delk is back, not to return, but to field it inside his own 25-yard line. Low snap. Eubanks fields it well. Franklin Simpson tries not to commit a penalty. It's a high punt. Takes its first bounce at the 25. Delk fields it on the ground inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. And that's where Franklin Simpson will take over. I will say this, regardless of how this game ends up, the defense did its job. And I don't know if any of us expected that to be the case in the second half, given how that first half went with almost 250 yards of offense. The defense got the job done in the second half. Now it's up to the offense to answer the call.
Yeah, the defense has played really well and is able to get Hancock County off the field. Hancock County, they were in just don't break territory. Just let's finish this game out. And they've been used to just being able to ice games and not have to run too much. But Franklin Simpson the defense has really played this second half. It's time for the offense to make a play with just 6 minutes left to go in the game, down 7 points.
Delk under center. I formation. Anderson, the halfback, gets it, bounces outside to the right. 15, 20 down the sideline, 25, steps past that, out of bounds, and it's a first down to start the drive.
Great tone-setting run for the first play was Colin Anderson running around that right side and able to get the first down, get the chains moving, and Franklin Simpson's in business.
Of his first 4 carries of the half, 3 went for a gain of 1 or a loss of yardage. That one goes for 12. Up to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. Clock frozen at 5:59. Cats down by a touchdown. Anderson on the wing. They fake it up the middle. Go Colin, running left on a sweep. Cuts up field inside the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gets 3 on first down here.
And so now we're talking about who's going to step up, what senior's going to step up. That's been Colin Anderson the first 2 plays on this drive. Are we going to see a dose of Lane Alford here coming on this next play? I don't know, but we got to keep moving this football. Something to notice as well, Jackson Evans is in at right guard for Jax Crafton. He's playing pretty well so far on this drive, but we got to make sure he keeps it up.
Wing T here, Delk under center, Lane Alford behind him. Anderson goes into motion. It's a play action. Delk looking. He's got the out route. Groves caught it just short of the 40. Escapes a tackle. Cutting up field. Down the sideline. 43-yard line. Pushed out of bounds there. It's enough for a first down. Looks like they'll give him the 44. Gain of 13 through the air.
Something I've noticed is that on almost every pass, Brady has had a great amount of time to throw the football. That was a rollout right. Caden Bennett pulled to help set the edge over there, but there was nobody for him to even block because the other guys were blocking so good. No, it's Jackson Crafton is going to center. It looks like John Parker Cheney's not in right now.
Interesting. Got to watch the exchange. It's perfect here. I-formation run. Anderson across the 45 to the 47-yard line. They keep getting these little chunk plays on first down. That one gets 3. Anderson being used a bit more as a bell cow back than we're used to in this ball game, and you kind of figure that's going to have to be the case. Again, you don't have many seniors. He's one of them. Lane's one of them. They're going to be your guys going down the stretch. And when I mention seniors, another one of them, Cason Groves. He's going to be your main target.
Yeah, and he's had a good second half as well, catching that sure-handed ball, and Brady was able to throw it right on the money on that comeback, and here you go on this 2nd down and 7.
He's the lone receiver to the right side. Wing T, 2nd and 7. Anderson goes into motion. They go Alford, running left, pushes up the middle, shoves through a man to midfield. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Looks like Hancock County has adjusted a little bit, and they're able to key in on Lane Alford, and he's able to run on that left side, but there was nothing there for him.
4:10 left and ticking in the ball game. 28-21 Hancock County. Boy, does it ring reminiscent of last year at Union County. We'll cross that bridge if we get there. Anderson goes into motion, now stops on the left side of the line. Delk was trying to get Hancock County to jump, now looks over to his sideline, and Franklin Simpson is going to take a timeout with 3:50 left in this one. Trailing it, well, they've got 22 up on the scoreboard for Franklin Simpson. We would have appreciated the extra point, but they take that away. 28-21 is the Hancock County lead. I want to hear from you here, Tyler Arterburn. 3rd and 4, you're at midfield, 4-down territory, down by a touchdown. You just used your first timeout. What does the play call look like here? Do you go for the big shot knowing you got another play in your back pocket? Do you take the safe play here? What do you think the Wildcats do in this spot?
I think you keep the chains moving. You do. No matter what you do, I think you get that double handoff where you're faking the lane and then you give it to Colin on that
and
second
even with Blake,
back.
we've seen it work if Blake can still move.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like Blake's in the huddle. He's not full speed, but he can get this first down.
He's had some good runs in this second half. Everyone has produced at least 3 yards. Anderson, though, and Hampton will be the backs. Blake now heads over to the sideline, maybe just using him in that huddle to make Hancock County think about it. 3rd and 4, ball is right at midfield. 3:50 left in the ball game. Franklin Simpson trailing 28-21 on the road in the opening round of the playoffs. Wing T formation. Anderson on the right, Hampton on the left. Fullback is Alford, slips through the line, gets across the 45, moves the chains to the 43-yard line of Hancock County. He's down a bit after the play, was hit after he was down up high. And that shoulder is already, Coach Cheney said maybe 60 or 65%. It was in that area, but he is not going to come out of this game. Picked up 7 and moved the chains.
Yeah, no, he's not going to want to come out of any game. He's going to try to want to play next year, I'm sure, in this Franklin Simpson uniform. If there's any college that gets him, I mean, you got a workhorse.
I don't care where you put him on the field, he'll work. Anderson goes into motion. They fake it to him. It's a pass. Downfield, Delk was hit and he lost it. Flag comes in. It's a fumble recovered by Hancock County. What will the flag be? The official is ruling it was a deflected pass. It was eerily similar, again, to what Franklin Simpson had against Warren East, where Delk was hit as he was trying to throw. It was ruled a fumble. Here, they're saying a deflected pass. The arm was moving forward. There is a flag down at the 46-yard line, though. Even if it's against Franklin Simpson, you'll take the penalty over a turnover.
Break. Yeah, you still want that break.
It is a hold against the Cats, and the hold was not enough to avoid the hit on Brady. And they're discussing with Coach Eubanks. He, I think, arguing that it was a fumble. The official was immediately ruling that it was a tip pass. I'd asked Coach Cheney what he thought of that play at Warren East. He said Brady's arm wasn't moving forward. He thought it was a fumble. And here the holding call is going to be accepted with 3:15 left in the game. A costly penalty, but not as costly as a turnover as the Wildcats walk back to their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, and you had a shot downfield, and, it was covered pretty well anyway, so I think all around maybe a break to be 1st and 20. You hate holding penalties, but still you're able to play another play.
Delk under center. Anderson in the slot on the right side. Alford behind him as the fullback. Fakes it to him. Looking to throw. Downfield. Flushed out to his right. Hesitates. Spin back left. Gets some good protection. Able to extend the play. Tuck it. He's going to run. Past midfield. Cuts outside 45 and steps out near the original line of scrimmage. That play was busted up for nothing in the backfield, and that's one that we have seen turn into disaster, where Brady has tried to turn and flip the field. That time able to make the play, and he picks up 11 to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and now you're able to be in position to make something here and settle down. 3 minutes left to go. Settle down. Let's make sure you get this snap. I'm sure he's juiced right now and just he's playing hard. He's playing a good game this second half.
They actually mark it up at the 41, so give him 12 at 2nd and 8.
Now you got the I formation. Maybe it'll be that double handoff.
Groves, the lone receiver on the right side. They fake it up the middle. Go Anderson, cuts outside, 40, 35. Gets to the sideline. He's out of bounds, short of the 30. Hit late. I don't think it was anything vicious. No penalty will come in. It's a first down to the 31, gain of 10 for Anderson.
Able to get the first down, get the chains moving, and now you're at the 31-yard line, 31 yards to go to tie this football game up.
2:56 left in the ball game. Cats with 2 timeouts, 1 for Hancock County. Ball at the 31-yard line. What a game it's been.
Yes.
Delk under center. Alford behind him. Takes the snap. Gives it to Lane up the middle, across the 30, 25, inside the 20, runs over a man inside the 15, 10, down to the 7.
You need a big play. You go to your big play, fullback, running back, all-purpose player, linebacker, senior. That's who you go to whenever you need the team to be rallied. And oh, what a run, what a play. Now 7 yards to go. You got to make sure you're taking care of the football and it gets in the end zone. And then you're going to talk about what you do after that. Well, you got to get it there in first.
2.5 minutes left and ticking in the ball game. 1st and goal at the 7. Down by a touchdown, 28-21 off the 24-yard run from Alford. They give Jones up the middle, bounces off a tackler inside the 5, working down to the 4. And Hancock County, got to watch this. Number 1 in the class in forced fumbles. They had multiple guys in trying to rip that away. Aiden able to hold on. 4 yards from the end zone. We tick inside, 2 minutes left in the ball game.
And this crowd has been silent for most of the second half, and they're trying, the announcers trying to get them juiced up right now, and they're on their feet, and Franklin Simpson's here trying to score.
Jones, the fullback behind Delk. Brady takes the snap. Fakes, he's keeping it himself, trying to get outside to the left side, pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line, dove forward. We'll see if they give him the 2. They've actually got it up to the 1, was about to step out near the line of scrimmage and just jumped up, leapt through the air, and able to get it up to the 1-yard line.
And I'd like to see that if he got in the end zone. Again, we've not talked about it near as much as second half, but that official wasn't in position to call it if it was a touchdown. He was behind the play. He should be running in the white with the player. He should be running right there to see if it's a touchdown. But nonetheless, I mean, Franklin Simpson holds onto the football. And they got a yard to go.
Line. Heavy set. They need a yard. Up the middle. Jones dives. Touchdown, Wildcats.
What a play, what a drive when Franklin Simpson needed it the most, and the season's on the line.
Now, here's the question. Last year at Union County, 23-22 was the final. Officials are blowing the whistles. Franklin's going to take a timeout. Franklin Simpson had a chance to tie or win. They go for 2. The pass is incomplete. Franklin got another chance after that. Now, no timeouts. Down by a point. 28-27, the second best passing offense in the state on the other side. What is the call?
What we've talked about and what Coach Taney has talked about, high school football, you just got 10 yards. I think your run defense has played really good this second half if you want to kick a field goal. But at the same time, you're on the road. It's a playoff game. I like it either way. I know people are going to comment whatever they want to comment what you want to. It's fine. I like it either way. I like rolling the dice, which I think is what Franklin Simpson's going to do. And it looks like they are going for it to win this football game in the playoffs on the road at Hancock County.
A Franklin Simpson football team has not won an opening game on the road since at least 2000. The Cats are going to go for two. Delk is under center, heavy formation behind him, and now whistles blow. And
that was just
timeout.
You're trying to get Hancock County to jump.
For Franklin Simpson, which looking at the scoreboard, I didn't think the Cats could do. So the number up on the scoreboard was incorrect. They had Franklin at 0 before that. The Wildcats must have had a timeout in their pocket. It's 28-27. And not just was this the case in the playoffs last year. We saw this just a couple weeks ago against Greenwood. Franklin Simpson comes all the way back from a massive halftime deficit. They have a 2-point try to win. It falls incomplete.
And I talked to Coach Marsh, his offensive play caller, after that game and said, Lane just dropped the pass. And that was a pass out of that
Coach Chaney came up and he explained it to us, and the call made sense. Here, your defense has played great in the second half. Your offense has been up and down, but you've been running it super effectively. The Wildcats, even after the timeout, they're going to go for it. 1:39 left in the ball game. 28-27, down by 1. You lost on a 2-point try gone wrong last year. Can Franklin Simpson redeem themselves and take the lead? Delk, under center, takes the snap, fakes it to Jones, gives
He's got it!
1-point lead.
You need somebody to answer? You need a leader? You got Lane Offord on that left side behind another senior in Ezekiel Eberhardt to take the lead.
Now, 1 minute, 39 seconds, and 2 extra ticks left in this one. 29-28, Franklin Simpson leads. The defense has pitched a shutout in the second half of this game. Can they make one more stand? No timeouts for Franklin Simpson. 1 up on the scoreboard for Hancock County, the state's second best passing offense in 3A. They've thrown for 16 yards in the second half, tried to run it, run down the clock. That's not what they do. This is what they do. Can Franklin Simpson match them to win this game? McAllister boots it down the right side, and it's out of bounds.
And that's fine. You get the ball at the 35, which, I mean, they've returned it past that every time.
They have been past that every single time.
So, now.
And here's the other side of it. We saw coming in before this game, the kicker who we talked about so much, Munguia, was perfect. He was 3 for 3 on his field goals, hadn't missed an extra point. He had a field goal try earlier from just over 30 yards and barely got to the back of the end zone.
It looked abysmal, so I don't know if it's a weather thing or what it is.
The snaps have not been clean.
Yeah, they haven't. And Hancock County now, though, they've rarely had to play where they're one-dimensional. They've not had to play a game in this type of situation. So are they able to answer? One-dimensional. Franklin Simpson has several defensive backs in, trying to stop the pass.
Morris takes the snap with whips right, throws a quick screen to that right side. It's caught 35-40, 50, 45-40, 35-30 down the right sideline, 20-10-5, touchdown Hancock County. Can they respond in one play? Cooper Jones, his third catch of at least 50 yards of the ball game, a catch and run on a screen.
Just a simple screen, and he's able to take it to the house. It's just a big play guy, and looks like Hancock County's going to try to go for 2.
Makes no sense here to kick the extra point.
To go up 7. And
well, no, they seem to think they're kicking it. They've got a miscommunication here. They might have to waste their last time out. They blew the whistle.
Yeah, they're calling a timeout.
Yeah, Hancock County's going to take a timeout because they have the kicking team in. They're going to go for 2. 65-yard catch and run on the screen for Cooper Jones, who goes over 200 yards receiving for the game.
Yeah,
my goodness.
He's a player. I mean,
well, and I've mentioned Union County a lot. Franklin Simpson in that game surged late, put themselves in a position to win. Union County came back and answered immediately, and that's what set up the drive that led to the 2-point conversion. You've still got 1:26 left.
You do.
You don't have timeouts. The passing game is not what you do.
No,
but you're not out of this game, especially because of those squib kicks. If you can just handle the ball, you're going to have good field position.
And then the passing game hadn't been too bad the second half for Brady Delk. I mean,
he started 0 for 4, and since then he's 3 for his last 4.
Yeah, and then he's able to throw for some yards. He's settled in. He's settled in. So, I mean, he's had some balls where he's thrown it over guys. Is he going to be able to lead this team now? It's going to be on his shoulders. As a junior, we talk about seniors being leaders.
Yep.
It's going to be on him.
Hancock County will go for 2. We'll see what they line up with. They've used a myriad of short formations. They're going to have Morris in the gun here. 2 wide receivers stacked up on the right, 2 left, but they're spread out. Morris sends a man into motion, takes the snap. He's rolling to his right. He wants the running back, and it's overthrown. Tried to go to Emick underneath, and there's a flag for pass interference. And I think what comes back to bite Franklin Simpson here is there's no one catchable in high school. There was no chance at that ball.
No, absolutely not.
And they're going to get another try at it, this time at the 1.5-yard line. And again, worth noting, if you've been with us the whole time, that flag comes from the far side of the field.
That one official has thrown more flags than all the others combined.
So here we go. They'll try it again. 1:26 left.
Now just 1.5 yards to go.
Hancock County up by 5, trying to make it 7. They have Morris under center here in an I formation look. He pitches it out to the right side, cutting up field and getting the 2-point conversion is Eubanks. They get a second try. Eubanks punches it in. And now Franklin Simpson down 36-29. That quickly it flips. One play, a 65-yard catch and run on the screen for Cooper Jones, who is over 200 yards for the game with 2 touchdowns on 7 catches. Franklin Simpson, I don't even want to get ahead because no matter what happens, you put yourself in the same spot.
Yeah.
36-29, 1:26 left in the game. Got to field this cleanly.
Yes.
We have seen some troubles with this. If you field it cleanly, you're going to have good field position.
Yeah.
We'll see where they squib it. Again, it's on the right hash. That's where they kick it from. Jones is standing at the 35, moving Alford up to potentially be the one to get this. And Bowling does not look like he's going to put too much on this one. He had come up and adjusted the ball on the tee. Now he runs back to kick it. Taking his time getting up to the ball. Now rolls it middle of the field. This one deep down, and if it goes out of bounds, Franklin will get it to 35 without the clock going down a tick, and that's what will happen.
Yeah, the more important than it getting out of 35 is that no time comes off the clock.
It was almost a perfect kick. Just tried to pooch it down there where nobody was for Franklin Simpson. Took a hop to the left and went out of bounds. Fortunate for FS, who will take over at their own 35. 1:26 left in the ball game. Brady Delk was 1 for 6 in the first half for 7 yards and an interception. His first 4 passes of this half were incomplete. He's 3 for his last 4. And they got a penalty on the kick. It went out of bounds, and Franklin Simpson
said kick it again.
Is going to say kick this thing again. No time came off.
Okay.
Bit dangerous here. We'll see how it works out. Would have had it at 35. We'll see if it goes in the Cats' favor. The idea was right there for what Hancock County wanted to do. We'll see if they try to execute the same thing, trying to put it down there in some empty space. But Franklin Simpson is countered. Where that ball was kicked down on for Franklin Simpson, the right side of the field. Anderson's now there. But now Hancock County has moved their kicker from their right side to the left hash. And now he's moving over to the right side again. Franklin Simpson moving to adjust for it. And Anderson and Hampton are going to switch spots. We'll see if somebody recovers this for Franklin Simpson if it's ever kicked off. 1:26 still left in the ball game. You haven't missed anything. We've yet to kick it off. Franklin Simpson down 36-29 here at Hancock County. Tice Bowling, the sophomore. Actually, they've got a different kicker in there. That's Munguia. They brought him in to just kick it as hard as he could. Alford fields it off a bounce, 35-40 down the left sideline, cuts upfield, 45, pushing forward. He's going to be just short of midfield, so the gamble pays off, and a flag comes in after the play.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that's going to be.
Both sides were in there. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Yeah,
a minute 20 left in the ball game. Franklin Simpson took the gamble on the kickoff. It had paid off just short of midfield on the return from Alford. There's a flag after the play. Who is it on? Awaiting the signal. They're talking to the Franklin Simpson sideline, so it's got to be on Hancock County. It is a personal foul after the play will move Franklin Simpson into Hancock County territory with a minute 20 to work with.
Yeah, from the end of the run. And, again, a penalty with 15 yards is no time coming off the clock. So now you got 70 seconds to try to score.
That one came in really quick after that play was over. Didn't really catch what happened there. But they're going to march this ball up because Lane was just short of midfield. It goes all the way up to the 35-yard line of Hancock County. Minute 20 left in the ball game. Here we go. Delk goes to get his play call, trailing at 36-29. 35 yards from the end zone. The Cats just went on a drive to take the lead. Hancock County answered immediately. How does this young team, only 4 seniors and a junior quarterback, respond? 2 wide receivers on the right. Empty backfield. Delk takes the snap. They're trying to set up a screen underneath Anderson. It's caught. 35 trying to get outside. 30. And he is dropped short of the first down. So the clock is going to keep on moving at the 28-yard line. Gain 7 to Anderson on the screen underneath. Inside a minute left in the ball game. Shotgun formation. Perry and Anderson will be on the left side. Delk directing traffic. Alford to his right. Takes the snap with 55 seconds left. Free rusher coming in from the left side. Delk gets away from him. Running left. He's got room. Picks up the first down. Cuts outside. Steps out of bounds near the 20-yard line. 47 seconds left.
Even after that first play, that jailbreak screen, you still got time. You still got a little bit of time. You can't waste a ton. The Wildcats did a really good job. We've not seen this hurry up where they were able to go no huddle. We've not seen that all year, but that shows that they've practiced it several times. And it looks really good. Now you got 20 yards to go, 47 seconds left.
Ball on the left hash. Down by a touchdown. You need 20 yards. Officials in the Franklin Simpson huddle right now. The play clock is inside of 10 seconds. Officials still in there with Franklin Simpson. The play clock's going to expire as Perry went off the field. Now they reset it.
I don't know if it's an equipment issue or if he's injured or helmet came off, but they said Perry had to come out for a play.
McPherson comes in for him. He'll be split out wide left. Anderson limping in the slot on the left side. 2 wide receivers on the right side. Groves is the wide man. Delk takes the shotgun snap. Looking downfield. He's in all kinds of trouble, and he's sacked back at the 30. Clock is ticking. Inside 40 seconds left in the ball game.
You have no timeouts. Hancock County thinks they've won it, but, I mean, you got to get back. You got to get back and spike it.
Delk, with 30 seconds left, takes the snap and spikes it immediately. And the clock goes to 27 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd and long. 21 yards the Cats need. They're at the 31. They need to get to the 10 after the sack.
Yeah, I don't know why the substitution was out there, but you had guys that just are hobbling out there, not able to run a complete route. You got to throw that one away and play another play.
We saw that when Franklin Simpson got the second chance against Union County. After the failed 2-point conversion, some mismanagement of the clock gave them another shot. But a sack ended the hopes. Here, able to get the spike off. 3rd and 21. If you go down in the field of play, you got to hustle. 27 seconds left. 21 yards for a first down. Delk takes the shotgun snap. Looking downfield. Pressured again. Running to his right. He's going to tuck it, try to run. Needs to get out of bounds. And he does. At the 25, and a flag comes in for a late hit.
Yep.
Flag comes in for a late hit at the 25-yard line. Gains 6 on the run, and with the 15 yards, that will be exactly enough for a first down if that is the call to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so that was, he was tackled and then drugged down while he was out of bounds, and emotions
lost
were high.
his shoe on the run, and
I think they're calling horse collar.
Personal foul. It is a horse collar tackle.
Okay.
Either it was a horse collar after the play. It was one or the other. He was dragged down by the horse collar while he was out of bounds.
I think it's half the distance to the goal if you're right here. We'll
if that's going to be the call, then that will leave it short of the first down. We'll see how they walk this off. Again, it's so different from college and NFL. Personal fouls are always a first down. The ball started at the 20 or the 35-yard line.
Yeah, half the
Franklin
distance.
Simpson picked up a little bit. They get to the 25 on the run, and with the penalty after the run, it does not move the chains. It's at the 12.5-yard line.
But now you're in a situation where you're also having to look. It's third down. Do you get the first down, try to spike it? You got 18 seconds left. The clock stops after a first down until the chains get set or the ball gets set.
2 receivers each side. 3rd and 2. Delk takes the shotgun snap. He's blitzed. Throws a jump ball into the end zone. Groves, he caught it! He caught it! Signal a touchdown! Give it to him! Touchdown, Wildcats!
Oh, my goodness. You got another one. Oh, my goodness.
12.8 on the clock. 36-35. Hancock County leads by 1. Franklin Simpson went for 2 the last time. They got it. Took the lead. Hancock answered. Franklin Simpson down by 1. 12.8 seconds left. They're going to roll the dice again. What do the Cats do? McPherson is back in. 3 yards. 3 yards. Delk under center. Takes the snap. Fakes to Jones to Alford. Same play.
He got it again.
Right side.
He got it again.
Franklin Simpson takes the lead. Same play. Different side. Lane Alford.
Oh, my goodness.
37-36. It's not over.
No.
12.8 seconds left. We know how explosive Hancock County is. They just completed a 35-yard touchdown or 65-yard touchdown. Kickoff out of bounds, just gave it to him at the 35. Does Franklin Simpson kick it straight out of bounds again? Do they try to squib it and risk somebody returning it? We'll see.
I say you squib it right here. You know, you got your emotions. Everybody's emotions are high, but you got to still think football. I'd say you squib. You got 12 seconds left. Nobody's got a timeout. Kick it to somebody that's not going to return it for a touchdown, and just and let some time come off this clock.
Hancock County is trying to hide. Jackson Morris is one of those guys to catch a squib. It goes to the opposite side of the field. It's recovered at the 38-yard line and downed there. 12.8 seconds. Hancock County takes over at their own 38-yard line, down by a point. This was a 21-point game at halftime. Franklin Simpson took a 1-point lead, surrendered a 65-yard touchdown, took it back with 12.8 seconds left. Can the defense seal the deal?
Oh, my goodness.
Ball is on the right hash. Morris in the gun. Trips right, 1 left. Cats are back in coverage. Takes the snap. Fake the screen. Throws it across the middle. It's incomplete. And a flag comes in on Anderson for pass interference with 7.7 seconds left. It will move the ball up, not a debilitating penalty, but to the 46-yard line of Franklin Simpson. 7.7 seconds left.
These pass interferences have been just incredible. But at the same time, what this penalty does, Morris.
That one, looking back at the replay, we've got Coach showing it to us over here. That was a bang-bang. It was close.
Morris from here, it's about 46 yards.
He's got the arm.
He can throw it close to the end zone here, but only 7 seconds. He's got to, let's see what he can do.
3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Tries to throw the out route. It's picked off! It's picked off! Franklin Simpson has done it! 3 seconds left. It's picked off.
Who was that, Colin?
Colin Anderson. They call him for the PI. He falls down in disgust, gets the pick on the next play, and Franklin Simpson has completed a 21-point halftime comeback. Flag after the play. It's going to be on Franklin.
Nobody cares.
For the celebration after the fact. Feels fitting for another one to come in from the same spot as they have been all night.
And there's another flag just now, but nobody cares.
As long as the Cats have enough room to take this snap and take a knee, this is a game that will go down in the history books for Franklin Simpson. I need somebody listening, somebody watching, dig through, find me the last time Franklin Simpson went on the road in the opening round of the playoffs and came home with a win. It had not happened in the 2000s. We saw some great coaches put shots at it. Coach Schlosser, 0-4. Coach Preston lost his one game that he had to play on the road in the opening round of the playoffs. Coach Chaney lost his previous one in 2020. Tonight, Franklin Simpson, in ultimate fashion, have not only broken that chain, but redeemed themselves for the Union County game a year ago. Colin Anderson seals it with the interception, and Brady Delk takes the knee after the touchdown pass to Kason Groves, followed by the two-point conversion from Lane Alford, gives Franklin Simpson one of the more stunning wins in the history of Franklin Simpson football.
Oh, I'm still trying to catch my breath.
We're going to take a break because we need one.
I need one.
You need one. Everyone needs one. But you can celebrate at home. 37-36, Franklin Simpson. You're listening to Franklin Simpson football on 92.3 WFKN. Do we have three here?
Looking for a place to connect, grow, and worship? Discover Franklin First United Methodist Church in downtown Franklin. Join us every Sunday for 2 uplifting services. Experience our traditional service at 9 a.m., where hymns and heartfelt messages bring our community together. Or come to our contemporary worship service at 11 a.m., where you'll find a lively atmosphere filled with modern music and inspiration. No matter where you are on your faith journey, there's a place for you here. Join us this Sunday at Franklin First United Methodist Church. We can't wait to welcome you home.
What makes us special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
Halloween is our favorite time of year here at Trent Bedding.
Forget a costume. I'm going all out this year for our Monster Halloween sale all month long. This will change me into the scariest monster you've ever seen.
Whoa, little Trent, don't drink that potion.
That's a little more like it.
You've really done it this time.
That's right. And I'm slashing all our prices.
With select purchases, you can receive a free mattress protector, a free set of sheets, or a free set of pillows. Don't miss our Monster Halloween sale at Trent Bedding.
Mr. Smith, what was that call about last Friday night?
Well, Doc, I thought he crossed the line.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the stands thought you were the one that crossed the line with that call.
I guess I get that all the time, Doc.
Well, I'm glad you finally came in here to get your eyes checked at Wilkins Eye Care.
And like I said, I hear that all the time.
Go Cats!
Wilkins Eye Care, 705 North Main Street, Franklin, Kentucky.
For more than 50 years, McCutcheon Electric has serviced Franklin and the surrounding communities. Wildcats senior Colin Anderson is the grandson of founder Charlie McCutcheon. Just like Colin provides power during the game, you can rely on McCutcheon Electric to light up your life. For all your commercial or residential electrical needs, contact McCutcheon Electric.
Back with you here at Hancock County High School. We're going to try our best to put together a post-game show. We'll see how much collectively myself and Tyler Arterburn have left in the tank. If you're watching on Franklin Simpson Channel 9, I'm sorry, we probably look like zombies. I don't know that we've ever expended so much emotional stamina in a football game. Franklin Simpson tonight rallies. They were down 28-7 at halftime. They come back and not just take a lead inside of 2 minutes left in the game, surrender a touchdown right after that, come back down, score, get the 2-point conversion inside 15 seconds left, and hold on to win in the most dramatic fashion possible. 37-36, the Wildcats take it here in front of a stunned Hancock County High School crowd that turned out for what had been, we mentioned this multiple times throughout the broadcast, a historic season, the best that they've had in the 10 years under head coach Bob Eubanks. Only the third time they've hosted a first-round playoff game in his tenure. Franklin Simpson, again, I'm hoping somebody on Facebook, so maybe somebody in the comments on Channel 9 has let us know the last time the Wildcats went on the road and won a playoff game in the first round. As long as we can go back and track it, we don't have the numbers. We don't have the data to show it. Just 4-18 on the road in the playoffs, period. And tonight, the Franklin Simpson Wildcats, they don't just win, but I said this at the end, they do it in the ultimate redemptive fashion. Looking back at last year's playoff loss at Union County, this is a good Hancock County football team. They played an excellent game, a really, really good first half. But Franklin Simpson made the adjustments, and we'll go through the numbers as we go on, but the difference between that first half and second half, you can throw the numbers out the window. That was just a completely different Franklin Simpson football team with fight that I don't know that we've seen this season.
Yeah, and again, you had guys that stepped up. I mean, young guys. I mean, you had senior. Talk about the seniors. You don't have a lot of them, but every one of them in that fourth quarter stepped up when they needed to. It was again amazing to see. And I've been at football on almost every level, but my goodness.
Max Cheney is calling me. I'm going to answer it real quick. I'm going to let you keep talking for a second. I'm assuming that he's going to let me know that actually he went ahead and went to voicemail. I assume he's telling me that he would love to be up here, but he needs to get this team back to Franklin Simpson High School. If you're listening on the radio, that's probably why the feed was going in and out. I'll let you handle that real quick. Okay. Call Max, take care of that. We would love to have Coach Cheney up here. Understand that he probably needs to get this team back to Franklin Simpson High School. We're going to let that roll. This is an unprecedented time. We have not had a situation like this again. You don't get a win like this. Scour the record books. We'll see if somebody can find it. Franklin Simpson wins tonight 37-36. Offensively, the Wildcats threw for 7 yards in the first half, only ran 21 plays in the first half of this ball game. They finish somehow with over 300 yards of offense tonight, 232 of those coming on the ground in this ball game. The Wildcats get it done in every facet in the second half. Brady Delk finishes with 93 yards through the air and a passing touchdown as well to become the first Franklin Simpson quarterback with 1,000 yards in a season to go over that mark since Jackson Cottle all the way back in 2016. If you're tuning in on Channel 9, things are going smoothly. I understand. We run things through the phone. It's a little off here on WFKN. You can blame Coach Cheney for that, for trying to call us and let us know kindly that he probably needed to get his team back to Franklin Simpson High School. A master class all around. The player that ran in both 2-point conversions for Franklin Simpson, Lane Alford. I ran through the numbers coming into this, and Lane made me feel really, really smart with how this game finished out. Because I said over the last 3 games, Lane averaged just 36 yards per game on 9 carries. The first 6 games of the season, 13 carries a game for 102 yards. In this ball game, 13 carries for 105 yards for Lane Alford. We said that senior leadership was going to have to step up. Lane over 100 yards, a touchdown, and the 2 2-point conversions. And really, it should only be 102 rushing yards because I'm giving him 3 and a touchdown for the ball that he fumbled at the 3-yard line and then went and recovered for a touchdown. Cason Grove, senior receiver, couple drops in the first half. 3 catches in the second half, catches a 12-yard touchdown to put Franklin Simpson in position to get that winning 2-point conversion on a jump ball into double coverage. Cason just went up and won that thing. Blake McPherson feels like a senior with as long as he's been playing. How about him? We didn't know if he would get to play in this ball game. We thought he was done for the season. He said, Coach, I felt good this week. Let me try to go. 9 carries, 50 yards. Got it done in the second half when Franklin Simpson needed him. Colin Anderson, big play after big play, had a big 46-yard catch in that second half, finished with over 100 total yards in this ball game. It was truly a team effort for Franklin Simpson. It wasn't like Greenwood where it felt like, oh, the offense put on a great display in the second half, or maybe the Glasgow game where you said, oh, the defense got the job done. It was both sides.
Yeah, especially that second half. And I'll say this. I mean, I'm an offensive line guy, especially in pass protection. I don't know if I have seen Franklin Simpson pass block as well as they did. And they had situations where they had to throw the ball. I thought running, running was about the same. We've been able to run the ball pretty effectively all year, but whenever you have good offensive line play, that means you have good team play because those guys just sacrifice everything. But, it just shows the brotherhood and the care for each other that they have. And you didn't see a lot of bickering and arguing when they were down 28-7 at halftime. You saw guys, as soon as the half ended and they were back on the field, they were congratulating each other when they made a big play, and it's beautiful to see in a football game.
One number that reigned supreme in the first half of this game that I want to share that really reveals how this was a complete effort that shifted in the second half. Hancock County, we don't have the exact time of possession numbers. They ran 40 plays in the first half of this ball game. Franklin Simpson in total ran 21. In the second half of this ball game, Franklin Simpson ran 44 plays. Hancock County officially, again, not accounting for penalties and punts, 14 plays. In the second half of this game, Franklin Simpson defensively kept getting off the field. Had an extra possession gifted right back to Hancock County on a muff punt. Defense still got the job done. Didn't give up any scores until that late 65-yard touchdown that, with a minute and a half left, easily could have caused Franklin Simpson to fold. There the offense stepped up, made the plays. Now, they were gifted great field position at 35-yard line because of a penalty, but mentioning the penalties, Franklin Simpson could have easily rolled over, said nothing is in our favor tonight. The calls don't seem to be in our favor. We've turned it over a few times. That's not going in our favor. It could have phoned it in, and it could have looked like a Dare County 2.0. Yeah. But Franklin Simpson, we've seen this time after time over the late stretch of the season, even Hart County, which was still a blowout loss. The second half for this football team, I said it to Coach beside me, if every game started at halftime, Franklin might be undefeated this season.
Yeah, they may be. So you got this game, and then you're going to roll it over to Hart County, and I'm sure these guys are ready to get back up there. And I don't think it may have been the worst game we played all year.
Yep.
Offensively, especially. Defensively, I think we had some good plays here and there. But offensively, it was just abysmal. In the second half, we got some things going, but we couldn't score. Hart County's going to be overlooking Franklin Simpson. I want to see that game. Yep. I'm excited for that game. We enjoyed going up there. But, yeah, I'm excited for that game next week.
And want to give Hancock County their flowers. I mentioned how good of a season they've had. They finish at 8-3. All of the losses to good teams. Yes. One of them without their quarterback, Dylan Morris, who we got to see firsthand tonight. Man, I said it earlier. He was as advertised. 20 for 27 through the air, 295 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception on the final play of the game. And Cooper Jones, what a way to go out at receiver. 7 catches, over 200 yards, 208 to be exact, 2 touchdowns. This was an offense that we did not know how to judge because of the schedule they played, and you can't put that on the team for who they played. Who they played is who they played. Their district is their district. This was a really good Hancock County football team, and this was just, I had it in my mind as we went down the stretch. This was just a perfect example of what the best of high school football looks like, where you've got two teams battling it out. You could not tell coming into the game who would win. You could not tell coming into the game who the better team was. And we walk away from this, I still don't know who the better team is between these two. It's just so happened that Franklin Simpson found a way to win.
Yeah, you got more points, and that two-point conversion, a couple plays here and there, it could have gone a different way, but Franklin Simpson is able to come out on top, and that's why this sport is it's just so amazing to watch. And, you know, I've enjoyed broadcasting this one tonight as well.
Wildcats, big number in this one. We talked about the run game on both sides. We anticipated Hancock County would try to run it more than they did, not just in the game between these two teams last year, more they've run it at times this season. And that was true. They ran it 27 times. That's above their average. Only 50 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. And Franklin Simpson on the other side only had 86 yards on the ground in the first half. They finished with 232. And under Max Chaney, his entire tenure as head coach, as he's trying to call again, so it's going to break us up on the radio there. Hopefully we're back on now. Under Max Chaney, he's interrupted me while I'm trying to give him some credit. 29-7 now, his record as head coach of the Wildcats. We're going to take a break here on the radio side. I'm going to call Coach Chaney real quick, make sure everything's good there. Then we'll come back and wrap things up here from Hancock County, where the Wildcats win it tonight 37-36 to punch their ticket to the second round of the high school state playoffs at Hart County next week. You're listening to Wildcat Football on 92.3 WFKN. All right.
Special is that we look for the story when it comes to our customers.
Just listening to them, talking to them, figuring out a little bit about their background. A larger bank is not going to ask you those questions to figure out the end goal for you.
We stuck with Franklin Bank and Trust for over 10 years, easily because of the service.
I like to think of us more than just checking accounts and loans and things, but dreams and goals and aspirations is what we're trying to help people reach.
Franklin Bank and Trust, hometown banking at its best.
What's that? What happened?
Back on. I'm trying to make
with the camera.
Oh, wherever you want. I'm trying to make you not have to hear too much of our echo. That goes away once we actually start. Don't worry. Back with you here from Hancock County High School. We've gotten down to the gist of why Coach Chaney was trying to call us. Every time I try to give a good stat about him, he would call and cut it off on the radio. At least Channel 9 got to hear all of it. He was trying to let us know that he was sending a replacement to come fill in for him tonight, and I think it's fitting that Coach Profit joined us to talk a little bit about the defensive side of the ball, because there's a lot of fireworks from the offense. But, Coach, we talked about this. Comparing the first half and the second half, we don't have time of possession numbers, but Hancock County, purely when you look at the plays ran, had 40 in that first half. Franklin Simpson didn't even get to 20. Completely different ball game in the second half. Franklin Simpson, 44 plays to 14 for Hancock County, and I could list off all the numbers of how you guys were able to shut them down. What changed in that second half for you guys, particularly on the defensive side of the ball?
You know, I think what changed for us physically was we realized that we could play some football if we really set our mind to it. And I gotta applaud the young boys in the locker room. You know, I chewed them pretty good and lost my temper a little bit, but they come out that second half with the will to win, and they fought back. And you know, you talked about the type of plays. Well, when you get a lot of 3 and outs, you don't get to run a lot of plays. And our defense really stepped up. They really came to fight that second half. You know, Hancock's a good team. They have some really good players, but you know, Friday Night Football's it gets tough. And as the playoffs get near, it gets even tougher. And I got to applaud our boys. They've had a rough last 3 weeks, and to come out tonight and with the desire to not hang it up just yet, you got to give them a pat on the back. They wanted to win. They fought to win.
Coach Chaney told me coming in that his biggest key in this game, offense and defense, but I think especially on defense, he wanted to see physicality. And it's something that he felt like had been lacking at times this season. He especially pointed back at that Warren East game. He was very excited is not the word, although he was eager to tell me how many missed tackles there were on Dane Parsley in that game last week. How would you gauge the physicality from the defense in this game tonight, particularly in that second half?
After that Warren East game, we challenged those younger players. We said, look, man, you've got seniors that are giving it their all, and they want to keep playing. And some of you sophomores are late to the party, and you're hurting the team more than you're helping us. So, after that Warren East game, we really challenged the younger guys, and I really got to applaud a couple of them. They really stepped up tonight. They were quick downhill. They were quick to the ball, and it looked like a bunch of men that love to play physical football. So I can't speak highly enough at how much they stepped up to the challenge this week, how many of them blossomed and really just played Franklin Simpson football for the first time. And when you play Franklin Simpson football, you win games.
Only 4 seniors out there on the field, and you mentioned stepping up and finding ways to win games. We said it during the broadcast when that lead first ballooned up to 3 touchdowns. Out of this small group of seniors, where are we going to find that spark from? Who was going to lead it? And it turned out that it was really all of them that were leading the way for Franklin Simpson. What does it say for such a young team pointing at that leadership, that this team never gave up? And we talked about this as well. There were opportunities over the last few games to see Franklin Simpson fold over in the second half. That has not happened, and tonight it turns into a win. What does it say about the leadership of this team that you guys just did not quit and found a way to scrap this thing out?
I mean, you're only as good as your leaders, and those 5 seniors, they step up to every challenge. They step up to every play with the mentality of, Franklin Simpson football. They understand the tradition. They've been here through the state championships. They've been here through the history of the program, and they want to see that tradition carry on. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to pass that tradition on to these younger guys. And when you got, doesn't matter how many seniors you got, when you got people with passion that want to be leaders, then they're going to lead in a positive and correct way, and that's what we saw tonight.
I've got to ask you about this because there were so many parallels going back, not just to the Greenwood game last year, but obviously the Union County game last season, although this time we see it times 2 with the two-point conversion tries. And I know that's not a conversation that you're indirectly on, although I'm sure you're poking around, listening in on what the reasoning is both ways. It might be hard to describe, but try to walk me through on that second 2-point conversion try. What were the emotions like in the build-up, and then how good did it feel to see, not just on that first one, but on the second try, that gamble pay off and to get that 1-point lead?
Well, it's pretty plain and simple. We got in the huddle, and, that entire second half, the game had flipped. They hadn't scored, and we were scoring, and it come down to give the ball to Lane Alford.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And he pounds it in there, playing through all the pain he's got right now, fighting his injury. But he pounds it in there, and then, we managed to come back down the field, and we score that second time, and the whole team runs over, and they were like, same thing. They wanted it again. And
it was very
saying,
literally
I'm gonna block, let
the
me
same
block
thing.
it. It was the same play. It was they don't want no part of 33, and we're just going to give him the ball and let him do what it is he wants to do. And that's what it comes down to. You give the ball to your key players. You find the ways to give the ball to 12. You find the ways to give the ball to 33. Casey Groves had off the end, made a great play down here. You find a way to give the ball to these senior leaders that want to keep playing. And when it comes down to crunch time like that, and you got a group of young boys and young men that say, run it again.
Yeah.
You run it again.
Is that the official name of that play? They don't want no part of 33. If it's not, I think that's what we need it switched to.
It's not the official play. I don't dip my fingers in the offense this year, but it was a good call, and it did feel really good to finally get some 2-point conversions in there.
Well, Coach, appreciate you taking the time to come up here. I know that you and the rest of the staff and this team as well really have to be chomping at the bit to get another opportunity up at Hart County again.
They're a good team. We're ready to go back.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. You go and get back for this very short, quick drive back to Simpson County. I know it's going to be a much more fun one coming off a win like this.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Appreciate Coach Profit taking the time to join us in place of Coach Chaney, who, man, if you look through the numbers historically, you look through everything with the significance of this win, just picked up one of the greatest wins that we've seen in Franklin Simpson football. I think that's going to be it for us on Channel 9. What about it? We're going to go ahead and